Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Coming up on 12 o'clock, I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 16th. Your top story, what do the air quality numbers really mean?
I'm Adam Roberts, in for Jessica Ty. The search is on for a teen murder suspect.
Not a surprise here. Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. Could be another round of wildfire smoke infringing on southeastern Wisconsin over the weekend. Today, very smoky and hazy. Some filtered sun, slight chance of an evening shower, high of 90 degrees inland, just a little cooler near the lake. It is 81 and hazy in Milwaukee at 12 o'clock. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, finally getting a little relief from the heat, but now you got the hazy smoking conditions due to the wildfires in Canada.
So it has a 6-level scale that runs from 1 on the good end. Air quality index of 1 means the air quality is good. It runs to 6, which is hazardous. We're at 4 to 5 on that air quality index scale. 4 being unhealthy, 5 being very unhealthy.
Milwaukee today setting a record for the highest air quality index number ever. Craig Copleen will join us with the latest updates coming up at about 12:15.
With the historic air quality problems, the city of Milwaukee is suspending some services. The Department of Public Works halting garage and recycling collection, garbage collection, City drop-off centers also closed until further notice, and the tow lot set to shut down at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson is expected to address air quality concerns at news availability this afternoon. Meanwhile, residents with respiratory conditions are being urged to stay indoors and limit all outdoor activity.
Mount Pleasant Police Department still searching for a 17-year-old murder suspect.
An arrest warrant is out for Ronald Rollo Franklin from Racine. Police say he is connected to a murder in Mount Pleasant that happened last month. Franklin is described as a black man around 5'7" tall, weighing 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Police believe Franklin is still in southeastern Wisconsin. Do not approach Franklin if you see him. Instead, call police immediately. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
The Department of Homeland Security is standing by its agents in Maine following this week's shooting death of a man during an immigration-related traffic stop. Maine Senator Susan Collins and the state's Democrat governor want changes to how the agency is run. News Nation's Alex Capriello.
Maine Governor Janet Mills, in a letter to both Collins and Senator Angus King, is calling for a ban on ICE agents masking their faces, requiring them to ID themselves, and then also requiring court warrants. The letter ending with these strong words of condemnation, saying ICE needs to be fundamentally reformed, and if not, then it's time to abolish it.
The city of Milwaukee, one of the latest to ban ICE agents from wearing masks. However, ICE has said they will not comply.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio announcing the Trump administration is launching a new effort to dismantle the International Criminal Court. The ICC investigates and prosecutes claims of genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Secretary Rubio is accusing the court of waging war against the United States. Former Biden administration ambassador at large for global criminal justice, Beth Van Schok, tells ABC News it's a surprising move.
It's not clear why. There are no U.S. persons before the court. There are no matters under consideration where this may be threatened. There are no obligations placed upon the United States by the court. The prosecutor announced in 2021 that he was deprioritizing any consideration of international forces in the Afghanistan matter.
Time for news about your money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mixed bag for the big three on Wall Street this afternoon. The Dow is up slightly, up 36 points at 52,696. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq off about 1% on the day so far, down 245, and the S&P 500 is off 22 points this hour at 7,552. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Newest member of the Brewers is in Milwaukee. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
Why do we have so many successful long-term clients that started out with less than half of what they now invest in advertising? How are we able to keep our clients on the air 52 weeks a year with great weekly repetition, in some cases for over 15 years straight? Well, it's because our volume gets us access to rates that business owners can't get on their own. It's because repetition works, our buying style is efficient, and our messages sell. Go to Anderson-Smith.com because we help small business advertisers get better results. The arena we work in is where the rubber meets the road. If we don't get results, we're gone. Because with small business advertisers, any ad dollar spent counts. How many agencies can say they've kept small, locally owned businesses advertising 52 weeks a year for over a decade straight? How many have made shoestring budgets grow by over 1,000%? We can because we get results. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, hit the Contact Us button, email me, and I'll call you in short order because it's time we grew your business.
This summer, turn up the tradition. Join us July 24th through 26th at the Henry Meyer Festival Park for German Fest Milwaukee. Experience authentic German food, live music, cultural exhibits, family fun, the Pink Energy Run, Dachshund Derby, and backed by popular demand, Vox Club. Then kick off the weekend at our opening ceremony on Friday, July 24th at 5 p.m. in the Oktoberfest tent. We have a special surprise planned that you won't want to miss. Plus, be part of our history at the first ever German Fest Polka Mass. For more info, visit GermanFest.com.
Save big money on your next project when you shop at Menards. Make your home more energy efficient with a new front door from Mastercraft. Building the highest quality doors in a variety of styles and finishes. Shop our wide in-stock selection or design your door your way, in-store or online. Save big on Mastercraft doors. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com to check out all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. A newly acquired starting pitcher Lance McCullers in Milwaukee today, meeting with team officials and working through a plan that could result in a start this weekend against the Marlins.
He's only pitched a couple of times this year and has not been super effective with the Astros, but I mean, certainly he's won a couple of World Series with them. He made 3 rehab assignments recently. I guess they're going to get him into Milwaukee and see what he can do and where he is in that rehab process. And hopefully he can help the Brewers rotation out sooner rather than later.
Brewers begin the post-All-Star break schedule with a record of 59-37. The Bucks make official the signing of guard Gary Trent Jr. Argentina and Spain will square off Sunday in the World Cup final. And the Open Championship round 1 underway from overseas. Sungjae Im is at 4 under par. Looks like some players still on the course here. Of course, this round teed off very early this morning if you checked in local time. The Open Championship leaderboard is sponsored by Morningstar Golfers Club. It's the lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, a beautiful course. Play your next round at Morningstar. Visit golfthestar.com today.
Let's get an update on your roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Don't have a lot of incidents right now. However, with this increased smoke in our area, visibility is a real concern, so make sure if you are on the roads today, give some space to the car in front of you, headlights on, and be safe out there. It's very hard to see, especially in some parts of downtown Milwaukee on the freeway system. As far as delays go, 4145 south from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive, you'll be tapping the brakes through the construction zone, as well as on 94 heading west from about 27th Street past the stadium over to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic report here is sponsored by Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
Remember, Marty's Pizza. Ooh.
Right off I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. Smoky and hazy all day long with some filtered sun, slight chance of an evening storm, a high of 90 degrees inland, 84 near the lake. Patchy smoke. Part of the forecast tonight with that slight chance of rain, a low of 72. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, hot, and humid, slight chance of thunderstorms and a high of 92. And could be in for more wildfire smoke infringing on southeastern Wisconsin over the weekend. We'll try and dial that in with Craig Copleen coming up in about 7 minutes. It's currently 81 and foggy. Smoky, we'll call it, in Milwaukee at 12:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Happy 60th anniversary to my parents. Wow, celebrating 60 years of marriage today. That's incredible. They are unbelievable role models for my wife and I know my brother would say the same thing about he and his wife. Incredible role models, still together and loving every minute of their life. 60 years later.
Any piece of advice you ever received on marriage from them over the years?
Don't go to bed angry.
That is a very good one.
That's a real good one. We got a lot of stuff to get through here. We're on till 3 o'clock. Greg and Adam with you on Wisconsin's Midday News.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, so much for the heat dome, right? But now, because of those wildfires burning in Canada, the air quality is absolutely atrocious here in southeastern Wisconsin and really throughout the state. Wisconsin DNR and the National Weather Service extending that air quality alert through noon on Friday.
And the guidance when the air quality is expected to be very unhealthy is that everyone limit their outdoor activity, and folks with heart or lung issues avoid all physical activity outdoors completely.
It's Craig Copleen from earlier today. We are going to check in with Craig in about 5 minutes. This is ever evolving, this air quality index number. So air quality falls into 6 categories. And the short of it is this. If you're in purple or maroon, representing categories 5 or 6, you don't want to be outside. It is nasty. So in 2023, the last time we were really talking about air quality alert, it reached a record 273 in Milwaukee. Already today, the AQI has exceeded 500, almost double the record.
It's almost unfathomable just how bad it is.
Marquette, Michigan, they had an AQI reading of 1,008 earlier today, according to Brian Nisnansky's Twitter feed. The DNR believes conditions will improve slightly on Friday, but that round 2 of the wildfire smoke will arrive this weekend.
The financial results are in. We talked a lot yesterday about campaign finance reports coming in for Wisconsin political candidates ahead of this August primary for governor and other races in the general election in the fall. So where does each gubernatorial candidate stand? Well, in terms of dollars raised, you've got Mandela Barnes, the former lieutenant governor, leading the pack for the Democrats at just over $840,000. And this covers the period from the start of this year in January until June 30th. So not all the dollars they've raised over their campaign, just the first half of this year. Followed by Francesca Hong, then Joel Brennan, and Sarah Rodriguez coming in at $561,000 plus raised. Now, of course, you may recall earlier this week, the lieutenant governor firing her campaign manager after those reported finance errors. So in terms of cash on hand, that's the amount of dollars you have readily available for buys and things like that, Francesca Hong is in the lead for Democrats, and Sarah Rodriguez, on her most recent report, sitting at just under $35,000 in cash on hand.
She's
that
done.
Is not
She
a lot.
is done. That's it. You cannot recover from that.
So on those, doing that math, that would indicate she has about $152,000 in debt. She did promise there was an ad buy beginning next week. She hasn't said she's going to drop out of the race. But, I mean, you just said it right there, Greg. The math ain't mathin' with those numbers.
You just said why she's not going to win the race. That's a big part of it, right? I mean, whether you think it's the right thing or not, I mean, funding goes a long way. And if you look at the numbers, it seems like Mandela Barnes has a lot of money. It seems like Joel Brennan is very balanced. He has spent a good deal of money on TV advertising, but he also has some good reserve money to spend on TV advertising. And you'll likely see a late push of TV. So all that cash on hand, it's kind of what it's for, right? It's for that last push to sway voters somewhere between, presumably, the debate and when the actual election is.
And we'll talk more about those ads specifically because you later on the show, Greg, because you mentioned it. If you haven't seen ads on TV yet, get ready. That's about to change.
And it's the dawn of a new beginning in Miami.
Warm, nice. I'm excited to go to the gym tomorrow morning. And after that, do we have a press conference after that? But I'm excited.
Yeah, not easy to make it out, but Giannis excited to be in Miami. He'll be introduced by the Heat this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Touching down in Miami in a private jet last night, stating he was excited to go to the gym first thing this morning. Fellow former Buck Bobby Portis will also be introduced in a separate press conference. So Bobby is, in fact, I think that's done now. I think he started at 11:30. Giannis isn't until later, so they didn't have them together. Nevertheless, Giannis likely will be presented with a Miami Heat jersey sporting the number 7 today. No longer number 34, number 7.
Going to be a bizarre one to watch, but we will keep our eyes on it.
We'll monitor that too. Curious what he has to say about his time in Milwaukee and his new opportunity in Miami. We'll get the latest on the air quality alert and what do the numbers say with WTMJ's Craig Copleen after this.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Hey, Greg Matzik here for Soren's Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield. Drove by the dealership today on my way to work. I always give a little wave. My friends inside Soren's Ford are ready to go to work for you. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you'll love the inventory at Soren's Ford, and you know you're going to get quality service. A buying and ownership experience that is unparalleled at Soren's Ford off Capitol Drive in Brookfield. Great inventory, new and used Ford vehicles available for you. If you're looking for something very specific and they don't see it on the lot, no problem. Connect with Soren's Ford and they will go on a mission to find it for you. That is service. 100 years plus as the home of the nice guys. Family owned since 1917. Now fourth generation family owned. It's Soren's Ford. My personal experience with them has been nothing short of fantastic. We trust the team at Soren's Ford. They've been trusted in the business for over 100 years. And service with a smile, I can tell you this much. We needed an oil change and tire rotation in my wife's vehicle. They came to our house, picked up the vehicle, brought it back to the dealership, performed the service, delivered the vehicle back to our house. We didn't even have to leave. That's amazing. It's Sorens.com for the best. Soerens.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Hey everybody, it's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Access Legal. I see firsthand how hard Wisconsin workers push themselves. From the construction crews on the roads I monitor every day to the countless jobs that strain the body over time. For many, that wear and tear turns into real pain. My friends at Access Legal understand what you're going through and they want to help. Their team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers and will fight for the benefits you're entitled to as well. Worn down by work? Contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. That's AXIS Legal.
Last night about 6:30, 7 o'clock, I started to notice a little shift out by where we live in Menominee Falls at my daughter's softball practice. And you could kind of see it was changing a little bit, and it just got worse throughout the night. By the time I let the dog out this morning and walked the dog out, I knew instantly, within 3 seconds, that the air quality that we're experiencing today is much worse than a couple of summers ago when events were canceled and there was this perennial haze over everything. The sunsets were beautiful, but it wasn't for good reason. It felt instantly worse and more significant today.
Absolutely. You mentioned the 2023. I remember taking a picture. There's a park near my house where you have a great view of downtown Milwaukee. You're on top of a hill. And even during that time, I could still see the downtown skyline. This morning, I went up there and took a panoramic. Absolutely could not see even a single building downtown.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen joins us. So long for the heat dome. Temperatures rather calm right now and comfortable, but nothing comfortable about being outside. Craig, I'm wondering if you could put these numbers in perspective, because I heard you outline the different categories of the air quality system, the alert system and the index. But to achieve 500, can you put that into perspective?
Well, I think you mentioned it before, right? It's a record. Did you not mention that?
I did.
I think I heard you say that. Yeah, or at least it's much higher than it was a couple of years ago when we went through this. And I think we all had the same experience last night when I got home about 5 o'clock in the evening, got out of the car, it seemed okay. And by the time I let the dog out a little after 7, it felt like there was a bonfire in my backyard, or smelled like there was a bonfire in the backyard. It seemed to come on so quickly and so much more intense, this poor air quality, the smell of smoke that's in the air. Much more than it was a couple of years ago.
So then let's talk a little bit about the why, because the obvious answer is you got the wildfires that are burning up in northern Minnesota, northwest Ontario. But, that smoke earlier this week had been projected to kind of just shoot straight towards the East Coast. Obviously, now that is not the case. It's in the Great Lakes. And so just kind of walk us through, Craig, the why of what is causing the smoke to blow the direction it is.
Yeah, it's really pretty simple. It's the wind direction, right? I mean, the wind carries the smoke. We all know this. When we do have a bonfire in the backyard, we like to sit on the side that the wind is blowing from, right? So you don't get the smoke in your face. That's what's going on. We've had a general wind flow from the northwest, not only here at the ground level, but higher up in the sky over the last couple of days, and that has transported smoke from Minnesota and Canada right down here in our direction. Now, it does look like this is going to continue today and tonight. I don't expect any improvement in conditions through the night tonight, but we do expect this to give way a little bit tomorrow. Winds will switch more to a due west or even southwesterly direction, and that'll blow the smoke out over Lake Michigan and across lower Michigan for a time, especially tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night. But then another wind shift, guys, and another wind shift could mean a return of the smoke over the weekend. Now, here's what's unknown. We only get smoke blown in here if there continues to be smoke. So the question is, how long will the wildfires keep burning in Minnesota and Canada? And that's something that, we just can't know at this point.
So I've heard that this could be a months-long scenario with these particular fires. So if you don't know the area, I've driven through Northwest Ontario before. This is like the Dryden area, north and west of Thunder Bay. It is remote. There is absolutely nothing but forest and rocks and trees for miles and miles and miles. And so people would wonder, okay, can't you just go and put these fires out? But they're in an area where there's basically no infrastructure. And correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, but that's part of the issue here is that there just are no big fire department teams that can get out to these areas when for miles and miles there's nothing.
Yeah, these are extremely rural areas. At best, they have very small towns that don't have noteworthy, firefighting equipment, much less people. So I think to make a reasonable dent, and this is me speculating a little bit, but to make a reasonable dent in putting these fires out, there is going to have to be some degree of firefighter assistance coming in from other states, or at least when we're talking about Minnesota, other parts of Minnesota moving into the northern part of the state before they do get a good handle on this. I tend to not disagree with your thesis that we could be dealing with these fires for weeks or maybe months long. And then the degree to which the smoke impacts us, of course, is going to vary with any particular weather system that's around and what direction it's causing the wind to blow.
Hey, Craig, you've been a meteorologist for a long time, and I've been in this business for now 25 years. Only in the last 3 years do I recall this level of discussion about the air quality. Unless it had to do with the heat and humidity and just being kind of hazy outside. But what is going on now that really wasn't happening 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago? This seems like it's just sort of been sprung upon us here the last couple of years.
Yeah, you're right. And I think we have to chalk it up to excessive heat and excessive dryness and all the different excessive weather conditions that have been increasing across not only the United States, but the entire world as our climate has changed over the last 25 to 50 years. It's hotter in places than it's ever been. It's drier in places than it's ever been. That's all being caused by, or a majority of it is being caused by human-induced climate change. And we're seeing not only hotter hot spells and drier dry spells, but in other places, heavier rains, bigger floods, snowier snowstorms, colder cold outbreaks. So every level of weather that we experience here and across the world are being exacerbated as the general climate has changed over time.
So looking at the advanced forecast, Craig, I think I only heard one day really when there's any slight chance of that of rain. It doesn't look like it's a great chance overall. So Is it just the wind that can get this out of here? Like, this is not a scenario where a rainfall could dampen things, correct?
It would help. A rainfall would help to some extent. Maybe not long-term help, but it would help at least while it's raining and immediately after the rain. But primarily, yeah, it's the wind. The thunderstorm threat for me, maybe a 20% chance of rain late tomorrow afternoon, so not notable. A 30% chance on Saturday afternoon of some thunderstorms. Little higher threat, but again, not terribly notable. And then by Monday and Monday night, I'd put it at about 40% on the chance of thunderstorms. So over time, we're going to break out of this dry spell that we've been experiencing along with the heat earlier on this week. And that's going to help to some extent, not as much as a strong, sustained several days of west or southwest winds that would blow the smoke, again, out over Lake Michigan and further to the west. That's really what we would need to get notable improvement in the long term.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Kaplan. We appreciate it, Craig. Great stuff again.
Yep, take care, guys. Thank you.
You do the same. 1225 here in WTMJ. So, yeah, the previous record in Milwaukee for the AQI was 273, and it's exceeded 500 at points today. In fact, it's still over 500 according to my little monitor, which I think is relatively accurate, but I'm getting those numbers from the Weather Center. That's nasty stuff. We'll talk more about this throughout the program. Dr. Ben Weston's going to join us. What do you do with your pets? What do you do with your dog? Your dog needs to get outside, but everybody's got to be cautious. Everything needs to be cautious outside of its breathing. News coming up in just a few.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
And now about your house. It's where you live, but do you also live in your yard? My friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited help people extend their home, living beyond the wall. Your imagination may be somewhat limited, so let's call on Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited, to expand upon it.
I'm confident that 90% of the listeners can look outside their home and dream of a better, nicer, way more outstanding backyard. If you're one of the many, you'll need to call Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited's expert team can design a beautiful, functional, usable backyard space. Then our team can build it. You dream it, we build it. New deck, outdoor kitchen, pavers, retaining wall, screen room. How about a must-see automated pergola that doubles as a screen room? Picture this, a pergola that allows the sunlight through the slats, but with the press of a button, those slats close and now you have protection. Another press of the button and the screens roll down. There's your screen room. The ideas are endless. We recently built a brand new deck with a screen room pergola on top and stairs that lead to a paver oasis complete with a fire pit and seat walls. Amazing. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, automated pergola. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build the amazing backyard. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
See all the cool things that Outdoor Living Unlimited can do for your yard on their Instagram page, or visit their unique outside-in showroom in Waukesha. And if you're looking outside of your home, dreaming of a more beautiful and functional, usable backyard, well, Outdoor Living Unlimited can design and build you an amazing showstopper of a deck, patio, complete with pergola and fire pit, just like they did for us. With expert care, Outdoor Living Unlimited installed a beautiful paver patio, complete with land and stone retaining wall, all sorts of space, room for a built-in kitchen, and complete with a gas fire pit. It's where we spend all of our time. Visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
I'm Vince Vitrano, joined today by Dr. Corey Casper from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
So we treat a lot of joint issues, cartilage issues, also issues with tendons. So if you've got a knee that's just been bugging you, and maybe you've seen a doctor or two and they haven't given you many options outside of some steroid injections or surgery, that's where we come in and find other treatment options that may help your knee feel better.
Get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Mansick. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 16th. Your top story, who banked the most money so far in the gubernatorial race?
I'm Adam Roberts. The state's current governor touts expanded internet access.
Air quality alert extended till noon on Friday. Smoky and hazy all day long. Filtered sunshine, slight chance of an afternoon or evening storm. High of 90 degrees inland.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Texas Hill Country, catastrophic flooding being blamed for at least one death. Governor Greg Abbott says the person died between Kerrville and Comfort and says no camps along the flooded Guadalupe River have sustained damage. The governor says over 70 people have been rescued so far. Tonight, President Trump delivering a speech. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News the president will detail information received from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence related to the 2020 election.
The president has long pushed debunked conspiracy theories to claim that his 2020 election loss was fraudulent. It's not immediately clear what allegations he'll make as part of this speech. The remarks come as the president recently named a loyalist, Bill Pulte, to lead the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Pulte has no previous national security experience. Trump has said he wanted Pulte to declassify information. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
At a press briefing, Caroline Leavitt says the speech will focus on election integrity. On Wall Street, stocks are down this hour. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:31.
Decision Wisconsin, new campaign finance report showing which gubernatorial candidates have the most resources to compete in the final weeks before next month's primary.
Mandela Barnes topped the Democratic field in fundraising, while Francesca Hong and Kelda Royce each reported more than $400,000 cash on hand. After correcting financial reporting errors, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez reported about $35,000 remaining in her campaign account. Republican frontrunner Tom Tiffany ended the reporting period with nearly $3 million in cash. The partisan primary election is August 11th. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
And speaking of Tiffany, one Democratic candidate for governor says they have some things in common.
I am not elected to just do what Marquette polls say.
Tiffany and State Senator Kelda Royce were both against a failed tax cut and school funding bill, despite polls showing over 80% of Wisconsinites favored the deal.
I voted no because it was incredibly fiscally irresponsible, and that was not included in the poll.
Royce tells WTMJ only 20% of the money would have gone towards public schools.
And the cost of that would have been, at the next budget, Wisconsin would have a nearly $3 billion deficit.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Money recovered from the man who faked his own death on Green Lake is now helping Wisconsin conservation wardens save lives.
The Department of Natural Resources says restitution paid by Ryan Borgward was used to purchase new towfish sonar equipment that's deployed during underwater searches. Officials say the sonar has already been used on 4 missions and helped to locate 2 missing people. Borgward was ordered to repay the state after DNR authorities spent hundreds of hours searching for him in 2024 when he faked his own death and then fled to Europe. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers taking a victory lap when it comes to expanding high-speed internet access. Evers releasing the final report from the governor's task force on broadband access and highlighting investments connecting more than 400,000 homes and businesses to new or improved broadband internet.
No administration has done more to expand access to high-speed internet. Year over year, Wisconsin has steadily seen The number of locations lacking high-speed internet dropped.
The report calling on the state legislature to make more investments in broadband infrastructure, affordability programs, and workforce development.
Well, early this morning, Milwaukee broke a record for worst air quality since the 80s. Shifting winds are bringing that wildfire smoke from Minnesota and Canada across the state. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen says those conditions will continue throughout the day.
We do expect this to give way a little bit tomorrow. Winds will switch more to a due west or even southwesterly direction, and that'll blow the smoke out over Lake Michigan and across lower Michigan for a time.
Copleen says he expects another wind change over the weekend that could bring the smoke back.
The Brewers get back at it tomorrow at home, but who's going to pitch? Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 12:34.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
Visit the city where festivals take over the lakefront. Breweries pour late into the night, and every neighborhood brings its own flavor. Milwaukee doesn't just host festivals, it owns them. With more than 100 every year, including the world's largest music festival. The lakefront views, incredible food and breweries, live sports, and nightlife that doesn't quit make Milwaukee a city built for unforgettable weekends. Expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org will help you plan every detail of your next visit. Get started today at visitmilwaukee.org.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when we have unbeatable deals on the products you need and trust to get the job done and save you money? Right now, during our summer feed sale, 50-pound bags of AgriMaster layer poultry feed are just $10.99. Save 15% on Hillman hardware, and 50-pound Champion's Choice salt blocks just $6.49. Find value for the work you do every day. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers just out with their probables for the opening series of the second half of the season against the Marlins. Logan Henderson, Shane Drowan, and Robert Gasser will go against Miami. That means Jacob Mizorowski will not start. Neither will newly acquired pitcher Lance McCullers, but Jeff Levering believes he will factor in down the stretch.
It's a low-risk type of move for the Brewers. I know they're giving up on Jaden Fielder, trading him away to Houston, but at the same time, you got a couple of arms that could help you at the big league level right now.
The NBA reportedly looking into the 4-year, $64 million contract the Bucks and Gary Trent Jr. have agreed to. Trent averaged just 8 points per game last season while shooting 38% from the field. Giannis will be introduced in Miami today as the newest member of the Heat, taking a tour of the locker room and owning now a number 7 jersey. And Jackson Suber is your leader during round 1 of the Open Championship. The American with a 6 under par round of 66 today. Sungjae Im is 2 shots off the pace at 4 under par. Open Championship leaderboard update sponsored by Morningstar Golfers Club. Lush green fairways, a beautiful course, velvet smooth greens. Play your next round at Morningstar. Visit golfthestar.com today.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Still plenty of visibility issues given the smoky haze across the area right now. Headlights on and give space to the car in front of you. We do have a broken down vehicle on the right shoulder on 94 West right near the stadium. So we do have a little bit of a delay associated with this. Backups rather stretching from the crash site just west of the stadium over to about 16th Street, and you'll have a little bit of a delay as you work eastbound past the stadium over to 27th. Elsewhere, our only real slow spot's going to be 4145 heading south from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive, northbound Highway 100 up to Capitol. You'll be tapping the brakes as well.
Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. It's possible it could be extended again as the winds could shift back on Saturday and Sunday, bringing all the smoke back. Today, smoky and hazy, high of 90 degrees. Tonight, slight chance of a shower and a low of 72. Sunny, hot, and humid on Friday, high 92. We stay in the low 90s on Saturday with a slight chance of thunderstorms. It's 82 and smoky in Milwaukee at 12:38. Well, quite the day for Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche yesterday. He faced a very highly contentious 5-hour Senate Judiciary Committee confirmation hearing. This on Wednesday as he seeks to permanently lead the Department of Justice. So Blanche famously served as Donald Trump's criminal defense attorney before becoming Deputy Attorney General and then acting AG. And he was under the microscope yesterday. We welcome at ABC's investigative reporter. It's Peter Haralambous. I'm not sure where to begin. This was a 5-hour marathon yesterday, Peter. But what was the genesis of the scrutiny being thrown Blanche's way?
Yeah, it really was a remarkable array of topics that he faced, because the fact is he's been basically running the Department of Justice in some capacity for the last year and a half. So he basically was asked about everything that we've seen that's been a bit controversial coming out of this Department of Justice. The Epstein files, this anti-weaponization fund, these politically charged prosecutions, these efforts to increase federal oversight over elections. All of these, in a way, link back to Todd Blanche, who, for the first year of the Trump administration, was the Deputy Attorney General, and since Pam Bondi's departure, has been running the place. Overall, though, the committee itself was relatively smooth sailing, even though he did face a bunch of harsh questions from Democrats. Really, the two most important things, though, were two Republicans, John Cornyn and Thom Tillis. These are the two Republicans who are lame ducks in that they don't have any necessarily allegiance to President Trump, and if anything, they left office because President Trump backed their opponents or clashed with them. And these two men both have raised some skepticism about whether or not they would want to support Blanche. At this point, it seems like Thom Tillis is leaning in the direction of voting for Blanche, whereas John Cornyn says he still needs more time to make up his mind.
Of course, the gaffe everyone is talking about this morning, Peter, and was yesterday too, was the question asked to Blanche, what is your relationship with the president? Then saying, I am his lawyer, or I was his lawyer. In terms of these committee hearings, the grilling can be intense, and sometimes it's intended to make you have these slip-ups. Where does this rank in terms of those verbal slips during a confirmation hearing, and how did he then attempt to clarify and assuage concerns about his independence from the president?
Yeah, it's a great question, because really kind of this like subliminal message, if anything, that's how it was picked up online. It went viral almost immediately, this slip up where he had to correct himself, clarify that he's no longer President Trump's lawyer. And if anything, one of the more damaging remarks he made, whereas a lot of the other stuff was kind of unsurprising. We kind of knew what Todd Blanche was going to say with a lot of questions when it came to, for example, that anti-weaponization fund or the Epstein files. That slip up was a bit of a surprise. And he tried his best to assuage those concerns, but to be honest, there was only so much he could do, in part because he's acknowledged that President Trump has exerted an extreme amount of control over the Department of Justice. Historically, the Attorney General has always been a cabinet member, someone who is close to the president. You had John F. Kennedy having his brother doing the job. But in the case of Todd Blanche, you've basically seen the Department of Justice abandon the kind of semblance of independence that the Department of Justice used to have. Historically speaking, you've had Department of Justices appoint special counsels if you saw a case that had a direct conflict of interest with the president or with the attorney general, and there was some degree of independence. Blanche basically said, at this point, Trump is my boss. Trump is the person I answer to. And he's the one who's in charge of the Department of Justice in a way. He kind of acknowledged that in one series of questions about the independence of the Department of Justice, and that, if anything, plays right into Democrats' concerns here that Todd Blanche still kind of is acting like Donald Trump's personal defense lawyer, even though he's now acting as the Attorney General for the entire country. Democrats really nailed into that, really focused on it, and at this point, it seems like Todd Blanche, in a way, leaned in and accepted the fact that Trump has to a certain degree, control over what he's doing at the DOJ.
So, Peter, did the death of Senator Lindsey Graham alter the political math and the underlying tension of the hearing?
I think so, in a way. And I think specifically on the math side of things, it did have a pretty immediate impact, especially when you combine it with the illness of Mitch McConnell, where basically, Lindsey Graham was this prominent voice on the Senate Judiciary Committee. With his absence, even with his sister immediately being filled in and being sworn in within 3 days of his death, she's a vote for Blanche, but she's not going to be on the Senate Judiciary Committee. She's not the same kind of aggressive pro-Trump voice that Lindsey Graham used to be, someone who could use his charm and relationships to kind of convince other Republican senators. That presence is just not there on the Senate Judiciary Committee, so you have that loss. it also makes the margin for the Senate Judiciary Committee even tighter. Blanche can only lose one vote in order for his nomination to fail. And combined with Mitch McConnell, who, even though he's just in hospital, he's not physically present, so he can't vote. That means if he loses 2 Republican senators for the actual main vote, assuming he gets through committee, his nomination is done with. So really, these 2 senators, their absence in the Senate itself, is really impacting the math here and making it a lot closer than it would be had they both been still there.
Peter, you mentioned at the top the Epstein files, which did come up multiple times during this 5-hour hearing. What were they trying to glean, they being the senators, from Blanche? And did anything, even a crumb of new information about the Justice Department's handling of the investigation or related records come out?
It's a great question, because the Epstein files is something that Todd Blanche kind of has to own, in part because his predecessor, Pam Bondi, went to the House Oversight Committee back in May and basically said Todd Blanche was the one who was directly responsible for the Epstein files. He was the one who was managing it on a day-to-day basis. He was the one who decided to go interview Ghislaine Maxwell. He was the one who wrote a controversial memo about a year ago, basically saying that there was no evidence of a client list or any kind of co-conspirator. So he had to own it, and you kind of saw a slightly different tone from Todd Blanche yesterday, where he seemingly acknowledged that there were survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse in the room, and he owned the fact that the DOJ made mistakes, that the redactions were incomplete at times. They exposed the identities of some of his victims, and he apologized for that. He said they did everything they can to remedy that, and even suggested that he'd be open to meeting with victims and continuing to investigate Epstein's associates if they find any leads, which was a bit of a different tone from what we heard about 6 months ago, where he basically said that there are no more additional open investigations into Epstein. There was a bit of a clash, though. For a period of time, he basically said he couldn't meet with survivors if they're represented by lawyers, citing some technical rule, basically saying that he's not allowed to meet them. He eventually backed off that and said, I can meet with them and I'll try my best to meet with them, even though we did hear from some of those survivors after the hearing themselves, and they're just not convinced. They don't think they're going to get a meeting, and they don't think Todd Blanche is fit to serve as the AG.
Always great information. ABC's investigative reporter Peter Haralambous. Peter, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. I want to tell you about a healthcare team I personally trust, Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens is my chiropractor, and they've become an important part of helping me stay healthy and active. Life can be demanding, whether you're spending long hours at a desk, chasing after kids, enjoying your favorite hobbies, or simply trying to feel your best. Aches and pains can get in the way. The doctors and staff at Jens focus on finding the source of your discomfort, helping you improve your overall health and your mobility. They provide personalized care where you feel heard and supported. I've experienced that care firsthand, which is why I'm proud to recommend Jens Family Chiropractic. Take the first step towards feeling better right now. The team at Jens Family Chiropractic is second to none. Learn more at jensfamilychiropractic.com. Experience the difference. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Hey, if you got a busted garage door, don't let it get you down. Connect with my friends at Geist. They'll get you back in the game with a beautiful new garage door or opener. They have got doors and openers for every budget, and incredible brands like CHI and LiftMaster in stock and ready to go. Doors for every budget. They even have custom design opportunities for you. Whatever it is to meet your exact needs, you can trust the folks at Geist. They've been doing it for 7 decades right here in Wisconsin. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, begin the process at GeistDoors.com. You'll see what's new. You'll see what's current. You'll see what Geist has to offer. You can also stop by their showroom in Brookfield. It's right off Barker Road. You will see what I've seen. An incredible inventory, wonderful people, that beautiful custom design room, and everything Geist can do for you. Don't think twice. Call Geist. Visit GeistDoors.com.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. Friday looks like maybe some temporary relief, but depending the way the wind blows, you could see the return of the wildfire smoke over the weekend. Our high today, 94 degrees, though the sunshine is a bit filtered because of all that smoke. May not feel quite as hot, but it's kind of nasty outside. Tough day to be outdoors really doing anything. Overnight low 72, tomorrow's high 92. Should see a little more sunshine. If the wind shifts, that smoke will dissipate a little bit, but again, it could very easily come back for the weekend. It's 81 and smoky in Milwaukee at 12:50. A very proud day in the Matzik household. Got an email today that I was hoping to get.
Oh, yeah?
From my friends at We Energies. Congratulations. Your dog has been selected as a finalist in the We Energies Doggone It Safe Digging Contest. We are back.
Let's go. It's
we
two
are
times.
back. That is right. So for those keeping score at home, Knight entered last year, our 80-pound greyhound, our former racing dog who loves retirement. He is a bit of a digger. He likes to dig. He likes to do the zoomies. He likes to run around in a fenced area, and he is mind-blowingly fast.
He's a good dog.
And he's a good boy. He's a very good dog. Very mellow dog. Very chill. If you don't know anything about greyhounds, they are wonderful, wonderful pets. But he lost last year, and we had a few heart-to-hearts about it, trying to figure out how he could be better, how he could train for the opportunity in a second year to win this incredible contest, the We Energies Doggone It Safe Digging Contest. We talked about it. Our walks were more purposeful. The amount of time he spent licking himself diminished.
That's good.
We started to do the right things here, right? No more mistakes or accidents, right? No more pooping in the neighbor's yard.
There's a correlation.
We had to focus. We have grown together throughout this process, and now Knight is back. So he is hoping for your vote in year number 2 of his entry into the We Energies Doggone It Safe Digging Contest. Voting is now open through midnight on
already cast my ballot.
July 27th. Well, I hope you voted for Knight.
I did, yes. Although I will say, as a Corgi owner myself, I do see there is a Corgi in the finalists this year, so know how much I love Knight and want to see him take the championship this year, that I dispatched my previous existing Corgi bias and gave him my vote.
There is a Corgi among the finalists here. There is Mia, some sort of blended dog. There's Roxas. Not sure what that name is all about, but he's got steely blue eyes. There's Queso and Sally. Cheddar is the name of that Corgi you referenced. Cooper, the golden retriever. There's Bentley, Levi, and a picture of Knight. I thought I got a good picture of Knight this year, too. I'm hoping that helps.
That is a good shot.
That is exactly what you're voting on, right? I mean, I guess your own criteria is your own criteria, but it's a nice picture of Knight. Nice little close-up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to point out on our live stream, if you text WATCH 855-616-1620, top right corner, actually right by Greg's head over there on the right side of the screen, that is the good boy Knight.
Yeah, look for Knight. So they announced the winner last year. I want to say they announced it during State Fair. And they don't tell you how the voting is going in this, right? You just sort of cast your vote, and they don't really update totals publicly, but behind the scenes they're counting, so they're encouraging you to vote. And the winner will be revealed August 11th, which is 811. Think about that. That's the number you call for safe digging.
Yep.
So it'll be announced during our run at the Wisconsin State Fair. The whole idea behind it, I think, is a good one. It promotes safe digging in your area, right? If you're thinking about doing some work, make sure you get somebody out at the house to figure out where you can dig and where you cannot dig based upon what's buried in your yard.
Are greyhounds good digging dogs in your experience?
Knight is surprisingly good. I wouldn't say it's a breed trait. I mean, he's a sight hound, and he can fly.
Sure.
So he is designed to chase small animals. Other dogs, don't be afraid. He is also retired. The prey drive is sunk a little bit. But I have caught him on occasion digging in the yard. And maybe it's more common than I know. It certainly wasn't a thing the first couple of years we owned him. And now he's just more of a house dog. See, they're not house dogs when you get them.
No,
they're
not.
Former racing dogs that need to acclimate. So that in itself is a bit of a process. They don't know how to do stairs and things like that, fetch, play with the ball. So he's doing more dog-like things, including more frequent digging.
I will say, if you look at the finalist list that we still have up on our live stream on YouTube, I'm noticing there is one applicant that is not one but two. I feel like that's kind of cheating a little bit.
Oh,
if
two
you go
pictures,
with, two dogs for one finalist application.
Well, it was hard. I think it's two separate pictures of different dogs, but I guess maybe it's the same dog, but nonetheless, there are two pictures of either the same dog or different dogs under one entrant.
I think they're brothers, Australian Shepherds, from what I'm seeing.
Okay, good enough. Well, cast your vote, if you so choose, and do so for Knight to be this year's We Energy's doggone it, safe digging ambassador of the year.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
Horicon Bank is an incredible story. A bank founded by inventors and fueled by community and focused on business, opening its doors for the first time in 1896, still opening doors. Now in southeastern Wisconsin with more and more branches popping up, like New Berlin and Wauwatosa, Menominee Falls and Grafton, even West Bend. It's Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years, taking care of you. Trying to get that business off the ground, meeting its cash flow objectives. Horicon Bank understands how this all works, and they are local. They are Wisconsin. Everything you do is with a local Wisconsin branch. Everything about Horicon Bank is true to the state of Wisconsin. They get the job done for you with service and products that go hand in hand. It's Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years, and member FDIC.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery, right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. Their gorgeous showroom is the most up-to-date in our state, featuring luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more. They'll work right with your contractor or designer and make the process seamless. They even offer brands where you can choose from custom colors. As a small family-owned company with one location, they deliver impeccable service with a personal touch. Visit ApplianceGalleryWI.com or stop in today.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, July 16th. Your top story, staying safe in the smoky conditions.
I'm Adam Roberts. The AG's confirmation hearing continues.
Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. Smoky and hazy today, some filtered sunshine. High of 90 degrees, a little cooler near the lake. Patchy smoke tonight, slight chance of a shower, and a low of 72. It's 81 and smoky in Milwaukee at 1 o'clock from the WTMJ breaking newsroom. Unhealthy air quality in southeastern Wisconsin could be hazardous to residents
with respiratory illnesses are particularly susceptible to poor air quality. As a result, the city is suspending most non-emergency outdoor work, as well as closing drop-off centers and the tow lot. Commissioner of Public Works Gerald Kruschke.
With the numbers being close to 600, it is unsafe for them to be outside.
The city recommends keeping windows shut and wearing a mask if outside time is absolutely necessary.
But our concern right now is just making sure that the folks that work for DPW and can provide services in the future.
Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
With less than a month to go until the Wisconsin August 11th primaries, we continue our Decision Wisconsin coverage. Milwaukee Alderman Peter Bergelis says he's ending his campaign for the state's first congressional district.
Bergelis announced Wednesday he's suspending his campaign, saying Democrats should unite behind one candidate in an effort to defeat Republican Congressman Brian Stile this November. Bergelis says he's reached out to fellow Democratic candidate Mitchell Berman to offer his support as the race moves forward. He'll continue serving Milwaukee's 11th Aldermanic District on the Common Council. Nasir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin consumers could receive compensation under a new $30 million settlement involving the maker of several generic prescription drugs.
Attorney General Josh Kaul announced the agreement with Glenmark, which was accused of participating in a long-running scheme to inflate prices and limit competition. The settlement is part of a broader multi-state antitrust investigation into the generic drug industry. Eligible consumers who purchase certain medications between 2009 and 2019 are encouraged to file a claim. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
In Washington, day 2 of Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche's confirmation hearing today included testimony from a survivor of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse who says she was ignored by Blanche.
Survivor Danny Bensky criticized Blanche for finding the time to meet with convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell, but never directly meeting with some of the survivors of Epstein and Maxwell's abuse.
Crime victims deserve better from the nation's highest level of law enforcement officials. We deserve to be heard directly, not dismissed and ignored.
The testimony comes as Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina, a key vote for Blanche's confirmation to move forward, said he would require Blanche to meet with Epstein's victims to earn his vote. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
With the Save America Act stalled in the Senate, House Republicans are moving forward with a new effort to get the legislation to the president's desks. News Nation's Kristen Esco.
The bill would provide $10 billion for states to enforce voter ID requirements as outlined in the Save America Act. Republicans are hoping to get the bill passed through a process that wouldn't require any votes from Democrats. President Trump is set to address the nation this evening. A source tells News Nation that the president will claim that intelligence reports show that foreign countries had plans to influence the 2020 election.
The $95 billion reconciliation bill is greatly scaled back from the original package that was looking for more than $350 billion.
News about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Down day on Wall Street today. The NASDAQ, the biggest loser so far, off more than 1% this afternoon. They're down 304 points at 25,965. Meanwhile, the Dow off 150 points at 52,508. And the S&P 500 is down about 0.5% on the day, off 37 points at 7,536. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:04.
When it comes to simple, affordable home improvements, at Les's Glass, you'll find an array of options, like for bath remodeling. Adding a new glass shower door, embeveling the edges of your mirrors, or simply having us install new mirrors to any living space in your home can add a touch of elegance and depth that can really turn a room's frown upside down. Or maybe you're thinking new cabinet doors. Before you write that check, find out how we can make your ordinary cabinet doors beautiful with a variety of glass insert options that can be easily installed into your existing wood cabinets and make a world of difference. And before you pay for new windows, call us to see if our affordable insulated glass replacement services can't save you a few bucks. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Well, you know, there is one thing everyone looks forward to at the Wisconsin State Fair. It's the cream puffs, right? Well, here's a chance to get your hands on some before you step through the gates. Starting July 22nd, you can sign up for our annual Cream Puffapalooza. First 300 people to register will score a free six-pack of cream puffs. That's right. 300 six-packs will be handed out. Registration begins at 6 a.m. July 22nd at WTMJ.com. Set an alert, get it in your calendar, your phone, whatever, set an alarm, whatever you got to do. You don't want to miss out here. 6 cream puffs on us here at WTMJ. Cream Puffapalooza, courtesy of WTMJ and the Wisconsin State Fair. Full contest details can be found right now on our website.
Is your life stuck in constant stress mode? Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, my team that can help, not just mask symptoms, but find the root cause. Connect Chiro specializes in neurologically focused chiropractic care, helping your nervous system function the way it's designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. Helping our community live healthier, more energized lives. Go connectchiro.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Newly acquired starting pitcher Lance McCullers is in Milwaukee today, meeting with team officials and working through a plan to take them out at some point in the second half of the season. Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering.
He's only pitched a couple of times this year and has not been super effective with the Astros, but I mean, certainly he's won a couple of World Series with them. He made 3 rehab assignments recently. I guess they're going to get him into Milwaukee and see what he can do and where he is in that rehab process. And hopefully he can help the Brewers rotation out sooner rather than later.
Brewers begin the post-All-Star break schedule with a record of 59-37. The Milwaukee Bucks make official the signing of guard Gary Trent Jr., 4 years, $64 million. The NBA is looking into this contract. Trent did appear with the Bucks initially a couple of years ago on a minimum veteran salary. He averaged just 8 points per game last season. Argentina and Spain will square off in the World Cup final. That game will take place on Sunday afternoon. And in golf, we're looking at progress in the opening round of the Open Championship with Jackson Suber atop the leaderboard. 5 under par 65 today. 1 shot off the pace is Sung Jae Im after a 4 under par 66. Looks like all the golfers are in the clubhouse today, and that is correct. The day is done. You'll likely see a replay later this afternoon.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major incidents right now. We do have our delays where you would normally expect them. 4145 Anywhere south of Good Hope Road, down through the construction zone towards Capitol Drive, and northbound from Highway 100, up and ending around Burleigh, so just a small delay on the northbound side. East and west on 94 between 27th Street and Mitchell Boulevard. You'll be on the brakes past the stadium. And we've just got a little bit of light volume on the Marquette right now as you head south on 43 from downtown Milwaukee towards the high-rise bridge.
Air quality alert extended until noon on Friday. It's possible that could return over the weekend. Supposed to get a little shift in the winds on Friday, and that could bring about a little more sunshine. Very filtered sunshine today because of all that wildfire smoke. All you need is a wind shift for it to move out or move back in, as it were. That could be the case over the weekend. 94, our initial or our listed high today. The sun really not shining straight through that wildfire smoke, so maybe it doesn't feel quite that hot. Still warm out, still muggy, but very smoky. Overnight low 72. It's 82 and smoky in Milwaukee at 109.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
CNN is on in our studios here. We've got a giant video monitor that we can divide into four. So I got the Open Championship up, which is kind of cool to watch. I almost like sports at weird times. And then you've got, in New York, you got a CNN reporter. You can see the skyline behind him, but it's not as vibrant as it usually is in New York because they're dealing with the same thing we are, that wildfire smoke pushing south from Canada. Of course, New York is pretty close to Canada, so are we here in the state of Wisconsin. So we're getting it pretty bad, and pretty much that northeastern collection of states, including New York, getting it bad as well.
Yeah, and it's even hard to avoid indoors. Here we are at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and I was walking out to get some food, some lunch before we started the show. And even as you just walk out of our Avenue studios here, it still hits you because you got people coming in and out of the doors, so the air comes in, and it's just inescapable right now, that campfire smell.
Yeah, might need to check your filters at home, your furnace filters. You might be cooking through one of those before the end of the week here.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Let's put it in perspective a little bit. A couple of years ago, when air quality index became a household phrase, and maybe even downloaded an app, and you saw that, anything above 300 is really nasty. That is terrible conditions. Everybody get indoors, regardless of age or level of health. Well, 273 is what we topped out at in 2023. 273.
Which we were talking about at the time, like, this is incredible. I've never seen it like this before.
Today's air quality in Milwaukee bottomed out at 519, so nearly double what we experienced a couple of years ago. That is unbelievable. Insane. And Brian Disnansky, if you look at his X feed, you'll notice that he saw a registered 1,008 AQI in the very northern part of the state, Marquette, Michigan, to be exact.
That's so impossible almost to even fathom, because bad enough here, just double that, basically.
So what does it mean now for the rest of this week and the weekend? Well, it's here today. Craig Copleen believes there could be a little relief tomorrow, but the weekend could come back.
Now, it does look like this is going to continue today and tonight. I don't expect any improvement in conditions through the night tonight, but we do expect this to give way a little bit tomorrow. Winds will switch more to a due west or even southwesterly direction, and that'll blow the smoke out over Lake Michigan for a time, especially tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night. But then another wind shift, guys, and another wind shift could mean a return of the smoke over the weekend.
Yeah, it's all about the winds here. So Craig talking mainly about southeastern Wisconsin, but you might want to check it out. If you got plans to get out west or out toward Madison or the Dells on a summer weekend, give things a check before you make that trip. It's pretty nasty outside. If it's like this, you will not want to be outside.
Yeah, a lot of city services being canceled today, too. We'll talk more about it coming up later on here in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll have our weather check with Storm Team 4, and then Dr. Ben Weston for a weekly wellness check. This will certainly be a part of that. Number 2, a nationwide address this evening coming from the White House. President Trump doesn't do this very often. He only gave 3 live Oval Office addresses during his first term, and 7 additional primetime addresses from the White House or the diplomatic room when you think about his 2 terms he's now had. The speech tonight expected to focus in part on the 2020 election, which the president has often pushed debunked claims of fraud related to, Just a few hours ago, during her first briefing back from maternity leave, we heard from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
I think all Republicans and Democrats should recognize this should be a nonpartisan issue. If we don't have safe and secure elections in our country, we cannot have a country. It is a vital part of our democracy, of our constitutional republic. The president will be speaking about that tonight.
So that's coming up later this evening, and it's still to be seen exactly what all will be covered in this address. That can always change once the president starts. Meanwhile, I found this interesting. The president's longtime teleprompter operator, of course, you got to have a teleprompter worker when you're doing these addresses. They're currently in talks to reach a settlement with regulators after they allege the operator made tens of thousands of dollars placing bets on several of the president's speeches on the prediction market. ABC's Catherine Falders says how he did it.
The way that he did this is he bet on Kalshi, the prediction market website, and you can go into what's called the mentions, if you will. So if you were to bet on it, you go to mentions, and then it would say, what is Trump going to mention in his State of the Union speech? It will list a number of words, and you could bet yes or no. Well, the person who knows that better than anybody is the person who is operating the teleprompter.
Yeah, I think that seems pretty obvious. This guy's name's Gabriel Perez. He's worked with the president since 2016 in his first term. That's incredible. Like, you're looking right at the words. I don't think anyone else has a better view of it than the guy who's literally thumbing the keyboard or the mouse or whatever you use to move the prompter up and down.
Now, while that may be true, I was also at the Republican National Convention, and I had a good view of the teleprompter. And when the president speaks, he starts off with the prompter, and then the prompter stops because the president sort of goes off on his own a little bit, and for several minutes at a time on occasion. Then he'd get back to it. So I can imagine being the teleprompter for President Trump when he's giving his speech is not the easiest of jobs to have.
Which it's already not easy. If you've ever tried operating a teleprompter, just do it for fun once. Everyone's different. You got to have a great relationship with your anchor. It's very, very difficult. By the way, the White House says Perez is fully cooperating with the investigation.
Meanwhile, negotiations between the United States and Iran appear stalled as both sides now threaten the other with additional airstrikes. ABC News' Karen Travers.
Yesterday, the president said that Iran is not happy right now, doesn't like what the United States is doing, and he says Iran wants to settle, but no indication at this point of where negotiations go, because Iran, of course, continues to fire back every time the United States has launched another wave of strikes over the last 5 days.
The U.S. has reimposed a naval blockade on Iranian ports, which significantly reduces Iran's ability to sell oil. So usually about 100 ships go through the strait in a given day. We're now in the single digits of ships going through. So there's the bottleneck that we've been talking about, effectively closing the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, multiple strikes back and forth. U.S. strikes of bridges and infrastructure in Iran, and Iran striking U.S. allies in the Gulf. It's 1:16.
When it's time to explore assisted living, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association to promote whereyouLiveMatters.org. I'm Mike from the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association. For over 30 years, our organization of more than 2,000 facility members has led through advocacy, education, and support to help advance quality care. That's why Wisconsin families trust WALA.
Getting the kids' college funds organized and just making sure we were doing the right things. Annex helped us with it from start to where we are now. Ultimately, we're going to have a good plan for us because we trust Annex Wealth Management. A fee-only fiduciary. They always work in your best interests, not their best interests. Coordinated expertise. They've got an in-house team ready to work for you. CFPs, CPAs, PhDs, CFAs, all the great acronyms in the financial space. And they also understand tax law, ever-changing. The folks at Annex Wealth Management are on top of it. They've got some incredible opportunities for you to connect with community members and the team at Annex. Check them out in person on Thursday, July 23rd at their Brookfield headquarters for a webinar or a session called Couples in Retirement. You'll explore lifestyle and healthcare, shared goals. Retirement is a major transition, and the folks at Annex can help you through it. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. AnnexWealth.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
Air quality alert in effect until at least noon on Friday. It's possible that it gets extended over the weekend here. Friday looks like a maybe momentary respite here in the air quality. Smoky and hazy today, high of 90, low of 72. Sunny and hot Friday with a high of 92. It's 82 and smoky in Milwaukee at 118.
We're talking campaign dollars and cents today. Yes, lots of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars rolling in, and new data just out late yesterday. We were talking about it. Campaign finance reports for Wisconsin's gubernatorial candidates and also other candidates running for statewide positions. They were due at 11:59 p.m., and we've been parsing through some of the numbers and some interesting tidbits to kind of parse through a little bit here, Greg. So we mentioned it off the top of the show. The big numbers that a lot of people wanted to know about is how much money has been raised in terms of just raw dollars, and specifically for the field of five that currently exists for the Democratic candidate for governor ahead of the primary next month. Well, right now as it sits, Mandela Barnes, the former lieutenant governor, is at the top, over $840,000 raised. Now this is, as I clarified earlier, for the period from January 1st of this year to the end of June. So it's not the whole campaign. It's not how much has been raised since they announced their run, just for this period of the past 6 months. But still a win for the Barnes campaign, followed by the assumed frontrunner, according to several polls, Francesca Hong at around $700,000. And then Joel Brennan making a nice little jump here to about $665,000 raised. Then Sarah Rodriguez following behind there, and then Kelda Royce. So a lot of the headlines this week have concerned the former lieutenant governor, Sarah Rodriguez, after she fired her campaign manager. So on the Rodriguez numbers, the thing that sticks out and has been reported on by many people today is cash on hand, which we've talked about before. That's how much money you have to make these buys, these campaign ad buys, which we're going to start seeing a lot of, by the way, whether it's on TV or, yes, on the radio. They are coming. But how much cash on hand do each of the candidates have? It's pretty close between Hong, Royce, Brennan, and Barnes. They're all in that roughly $215,000 to $400,000 range. And then you have Rodriguez sitting at just under $35,000 cash on hand. This despite a promised ad buy beginning this week into next one. Now, let's do the mental math here, Greg. That's not shaping out to be a good position for her campaign now. No, you're just going to get buried in television ads from people who are running against you. It's kind of what happens. She can't keep up. You just can't keep up with that figure. It does appear Mandela Barnes has got one of the more expensive campaigns out of the group here, and he's raised a pretty good amount of capital. Joel Brennan seems to be pretty balanced. We have seen him on TV recently with a couple of different runs of commercials, but he also has pretty good reserve to purchase future ad buys. And you're going to see that tick up here. You've got a debate coming July 28th. You've got the actual primary election on August 11th. So if you don't feel like you've seen a lot of candidate advertisements on television yet, they are coming. They're no doubt coming, and maybe some on the radio as well. But Brennan seems to be in a position of balance where he's spent a little bit, but he's also got plenty to spend. A couple more nuggets on the Rodriguez report, because that was the one that I think... I knew that most of the eyes would be on for this. So a statement coming out from her campaign. She must have a new spokesperson now working for her, or maybe it's a team of people, but it's certainly not Kara Spencer, who was fired over the weekend. The campaign says that Rodriguez is probably going to have to amend her report with additional information since, quote, the former staff member, e.g. Spencer, who was responsible for preparing our finance information, provided limited documentation before termination, to the surprise of no one, and we are continuing to gather the full picture. And then there was this nugget I also noticed, too. Some people have seen, as you go through the line items of contributions, so it's not just donations to the campaign, you also have to report where you're contributing money to as well. And people noticed that the Rodriguez campaign listed a $1,500 contribution to the Wisconsin Federation of Republican Women. Is that a typo? No, it is actually on there. Well, the Journal Sentinel's Jesse Apoyan, political reporter, is reporting the campaign says the wrong registrant number went in, and it should be shown as the Democratic Party of Milwaukee County. I don't know how many numbers off both of those groups are, but it's just not a good optics look when it's been a rough week for the Rodriguez campaign in general. So the numbers you mentioned are noteworthy. They are typically not as headline-grabbing on a given year, right? And they are right now because each one of these Democratic candidates, Joel Brennan, Mandela Barnes, Kelda Royce, Francesca Hong, they have seized the opportunity to highlight their own financial management, something Sarah Rodriguez
has had mismanaged for her campaign. And it could be the ultimate death blow here for her. I mean, if you're a supporter of Sarah Rodriguez, are you thinking like, oh boy, like where did my money even go, number one? Or number two, does she have enough to dig out of this mess? Am I just throwing my money away? Do I need to throw it at another candidate to try and unseat a Republican? Well, that'll be the discussion they have because Tom Tiffany's got a war chest, right? I mean, we're talking about numbers in the hundreds of thousands here for the Democratic candidates. Well, Tom Tiffany's got nearly $9 million worth behind him.
Yeah, that includes about $6 million directly transferred from the Republican Party of Wisconsin. If you even break it down further, some familiar names like Diane Hendricks, a mega donor, she contributed quite a big bulk of that. Also, Tiffany with $3 million cash on hand. So we talk about the ad buys, going to be seeing a lot more Tiffany ads, more breakfast at the Tiffany's. I was seeing that one on the TV earlier today. So yeah, if you haven't seen an ad yet and you've been wondering where are they, they're coming.
It is 1:24 on WTMJ. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us at Wisconsin's Midday News. Also, hop into our studio. Right, we're streaming on YouTube. Wisconsin's Midday News broadcast for you. Come inside the studio with us. Comment along each and every day with Wisconsin's Midday News.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Give your walls a fresh, updated look with Pittsburgh's Ultra Interior Paint. It's a paint and primer in one that provides a durable, washable finish. Choose from thousands of color options to customize your living space. View our entire selection of paint products today on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer to view all of our great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
And the Brewers are returning home. That means you can rely on Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee for a ride to the ballpark and back. How about that? You can pick it up near the sportsbook at Potawatomi. It's called the Annex. That's where they got the shuttle taking you to American Family Field. Just pop into the sportsbook and make a same-day wager. Get a bite to eat. You'll get a wristband. You can hop aboard the shuttle, take it to American Family Field, and then beginning in the seventh inning, running till an hour after the game, you can hop aboard and ride back. It's Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee, making it easy for you to get to Brewers games at American Family Field and back to the casino. If you're not in the market for a game that particular night, you can watch the game at Potawatomi at their sportsbook on that 2,000-square-foot video wall. There is nothing like it. The best place to watch sports in Wisconsin, it's Potawatomi Sportsbook. Check out Potawatomi.com for more information and details.
Hey, it's Kristen Bry from Point Taken on 620 WTMJ. You know, in radio, people hear your voice first. But when I'm out in the community, meeting listeners or hosting events, I'm told that my smile is my signature. That's why I trust Dr. James Michaels and the team at Economawalk Dental Care with my smile. And yes, I drive all the way from Milwaukee to Economawalk to see Dr. Michaels and his incredible staff. Because when you find a dental team that makes you feel comfortable, listened to, and cared for, that drive is worth it. Dr. Michaels has been practicing in Economawalk for more than 25 years. And his approach is simple. Treat people the way they want to be treated. Whether you're due for a cleaning, thinking about cosmetic options, or just need a dental home where you feel at ease, call Economawalk Dental Care at 262-567-7224. That's 262-567-7224, or visit drmichaelsdentalcare.com. Economawalk Dental Care with Dr. James Michaels, the team I trust with my smile.
There's not a bad time to better insulate your home, but there is a better time, and it's right now. Vince Vitrano here just talked with Jeff from USA Insulation. Jeff says they always get busy in the fall and early winter as everyone's concerned about keeping their houses warm. But doing a project with USA Insulation does just as well to keep your house cooler in the summer months and saving you money on your electric bills. Tell Jeff Vinny told you want the government rebates and discounts that can save you thousands on your project. Get started at usainsulation.net.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Every child deserves someone who won't give up on them. That's what La Causa's treatment foster care program provides.
She just made me feel like I could breathe. At the end of the phone call, she said, "I love you." And I'm like, you don't even know me, but I felt like she did love me. It just let me know everything's gonna be okay. Like everything is gonna be okay.
One caring adult can change a child's life. Learn how you can become a foster parent with La Causa at lacausa.org.
It's here! Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Now's the time to lock in your preferred dates and rates at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with nonstop flights. Plus, new this year, exclusive discounts on European vacation packages. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Secure your paradise with just a deposit. The sale ends July 24th. Don't miss out.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 16th. Your top story: were a gubernatorial candidate's accounting errors obvious?
I'm Adam Roberts, sharing a smile with the Brew Crew.
Nasty and smoky outside today. Some filtered sun. Slight chance of an afternoon or evening shower. High of 90 degrees. Patchy smoke continues tonight. A low of 72. Should dissipate a little bit on Friday as the wind changes. Mostly sunny, hot, and humid. Slight chance of storms. A high of 92.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Federal investigators with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission allege a longtime technical assistant to President Trump used insider knowledge of the president's speeches to win more than $100,000 on prediction market Kalshi. Sources tell ABC News. At the White House, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the teleprompter operator, Gabriel Perez, is on leave during the investigation.
Well, the White House has extremely strict ethical guidelines with respect to issues like this. And as I just told you, this individual will no longer be here. He'll be on paid administrative leave. I'm sorry, without pay. The administrative leave is unpaid.
Perez allegedly cooperating with authorities. Leavitt also telling reporters President Trump's primetime speech tonight will focus on election integrity ahead of the midterm elections. Hostilities between the U.S. and Iran continuing to escalate. The Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of current airstrikes. In Texas Hill Country, high river rescues taking place to flash flooding. The governor says at least one person has died. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 1:31.
Decision Wisconsin. Democratic gubernatorial candidates are responding to the Sarah Rodriguez campaign's financial reporting errors. Senator Kelda Royce tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
I can tell you that in January, when I looked at everybody's finance report, it didn't take me but 5 minutes to know that there was something really wrong with that report because there were so many duplicates on it. It was obvious. It was evident.
Royce declined to call for Rodriguez to drop out of the race. Voters head to the polls for the primary in less than a month.
2 people critically injured after a motorcycle crash in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies responded to a motorcycle down near the Zoo interchange around 7 p.m. last night. Investigators shut down the southbound I-41 to eastbound I-94 ramp for about 3 hours. 1 man and 1 woman were taken to the hospital for critical life-threatening injuries. The crash is still being investigated. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
More reckless drivers getting their vehicles towed in Milwaukee.
The latest data shows over 220 cars have been impounded for reckless driving violations since the city's new ordinance took effect in November. A statement from Alderman Lamont Westmoreland says the owners of those vehicles have paid over $6,500 in citations and nearly $43,000 in towing, storage, and other fees. Over 65 impounded cars were unregistered, and those were brought into compliance before they were released. There have been no repeat impounds. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
During the All-Star break, no Brewer games at American Family Field, so the Brewers' home was able to become a dentist office for a day.
More than 200 children received free dental care through the annual Team Smile Clinic. Along with treatment, families were connected with long-term dental care providers in their communities. Brewers Community Foundation Executive Director Cecilia Gore tells WTMJ,
kind of framed it that this could be your dental home, because in our community we do have limited access to dentists. So if you can rely on this every year, you've got a place that you can depend on to come and get an array of services.
Gore says the Brewers and Team Smile have partnered since 2011. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
And the wildfire smoke is certainly affecting things in southeastern Wisconsin. Coming off that extreme heat wave, the haze and smokiness is around for the rest of the day today, at least. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen.
Over time, we're going to break out of this dry spell that we've been experiencing along with the heat earlier on this week. That's going to help. Not as much as a strong, sustained several days of west or southwest winds that would blow the smoke again out over Lake Michigan and further to the west.
Storm Team 4 meteorologist Lindsay Slater joins us in a few minutes with the latest and the forecast.
Brewers back at it tomorrow. Who's going to be on the mound? Sports traffic and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1:34.
Accident Mortgages and Equals letter, NMLS ID 255368.
Rates are a little stuck, but what if you could save $2,000 or more on your mortgage payment in the next year while we're waiting for 30-year fixed rates to come back down? That's exactly what we just did for Amanda, who bought her home last summer with a traditional 30-year fixed from AccuNet at 6.99. With current rates now closer to 6.5, we reached out to her with two options. Save $90 a month or just over $1,000 a year on her $226,000 loan with no loan costs, or save $2,200 in the first year while we wait for rates to come back down. She chose door number 2, which is what we're calling our Rate Buster Refi. It's a 30-year fixed rate loan with an effective rate of 5.88 for the first year and 6.88 for years 2 through 30. The APR is 6.89 with 25% equity and all the other right stuff. Hey, don't just sit there waiting. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and find out how much you can save with the traditional no loan cost refi or our new Rate Buster Refi. That's ACCUNET.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Brewers announced probable starting pitchers for this weekend series against the Marlins. Jacob Mizorowski is not on the list, however. Neither is newly acquired starter Lance McCullers. Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering believes the former World Series champion is worth taking a look at despite his injury history.
It's a low-risk type of move for the Brewers. I know they're giving up on Jaden Fielder, trading him away to Houston, but at the same time, you got a couple of arms that could help you at the big league level right now.
The NBA reportedly looking into the 4-year, $64 million contract the Bucks and Gary Trent Jr. have agreed to. Trent averaged just 8 points per game last season while shooting 38% from the field. And at round 1 of the Open Championship, Jackson Suber is in the clubhouse as your leader, 5 under par 65 today. One shot off the pace is Sung Jae Im from Korea. It looks like all the players are off the course, having completed, well, it looks like a couple of players are left, I should say. Just a few, spattering of players on the course, finishing up round 1.
Let's check the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. The haze and the smoke continues to make for tough visibility in spots on the roads. Just had a look at the camera over the Hone Bridge, and it is tough to see as you're looking towards the south from downtown Milwaukee. So give yourself extra clearance from the vehicle in front of you and headlights on if you are out on the roads. Delay is going to be found on 4145 south from just north of Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive and northbound from Highway 100 up towards Burleigh. East and west on 94 right around the stadium is going to be slow. And other than that, we are, at least as far as delays and incidents go, looking okay this hour.
Well, through the smoky haze, I spot TMJ4 meteorologist Jacob Montesano in the Weather Center. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah, it is quite smoky out there, and it's unfortunately not going to really change much throughout the day. Make it a little better tomorrow, though.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. So you could tell instantly, Jacob, and I think you were probably in Green Bay the last time we talked about smoke and wildfire, or in a different area, and it started up in the northern part of our state. It worked its way down, but instantly when I woke up this morning and stepped outside, it felt worse, quite a bit worse than it did a few years ago when this was also a top story.
Yeah, it is definitely worse than that 2023 wildfire smoke that we had talked about at that time. Now, I noticed it late last night, actually, when I let my dog out to go potty before bed, and very much you can smell that like campfire smoke outside. And today, very noticeable. I mean, visibility is being affected by it, and if you step outside, even places inside, you really can smell that smoke. But in comparison to that wildfire smoke 3 years ago, 3 years ago at this point, it was 2023, we're more than twice as bad this time around. So the air quality index for that time was under 300. The higher the number, the worse. Today, we peaked, I believe, at 644. And the air quality index also, the typical range only goes up to 500. So we are quite literally off the charts when it comes to the air quality today.
And I remember we were talking yesterday just about this in general, Jacob. There was kind of this understanding that, yeah, it's going to be bad. I don't know if we'll hit the levels that we had 3 years ago, but it's going to be around. Was there just a little bit of a change in how strong the winds were blowing that brought this stuff down from Canada and northern Minnesota? Or is it just that there's so much smoke, it really didn't matter how the wind was blowing, there just was going to be more of it?
It really is just the amount of smoke, because winds aren't too gusty today, but the wildfires are also nearby, which is allowing there to be a lot of smoke across southeast Wisconsin. But yeah, yesterday it was supposed to be bad today. We were projected to be at very unhealthy levels, but now we're at hazardous. And not only are we at hazardous, we're even beyond the hazardous level that the air quality index has in their range, which is 301 to 500 what the level would be. But as I mentioned, we're over 600 at this point.
Yeah, I saw Niz's Twitter feed this morning. He's like, I'm not believing what my eyes are seeing. And it was like an AQI of 1,000. In the northern part of, I think it was Marquette, Michigan. He's like, I've never seen this before. I'm guessing that qualifies as worst air quality in the world. I can't imagine anything is worse than that today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you research worst air quality in the world, it'll say Detroit, which is also at 600, but I don't believe Milwaukee would be listed in that level. So definitely experiencing, like you said, worst air quality in the world. But yeah, yesterday up in Marquette, Michigan, it did get up to 900. Again, it was so bad that the website for the air quality almost bugged out, and there was just nothing. There was no color scheme over Marquette, Michigan and surrounding areas just because it was that bad.
I've never seen anything quite like this. There are indications that it could dissipate a little bit on Friday, but then are you thinking it could return Saturday and Sunday, and not only just for southeastern Wisconsin, but kind of a statewide thing?
I mean, yeah, it is going to get better by tomorrow afternoon. Not completely better, but anything could be better than what we're seeing right now. It is still going to be really bad into tomorrow morning. The air quality alert is in effect for until noon tomorrow. Then afternoon, I still expect to see some areas, especially near the lake, experience some low air quality with that wildfire smoke. But it is going to get significantly better by tomorrow evening and Saturday morning. But as you mentioned, yes, we are going to see more smoke move back into the area. It will likely lower the air quality again, but again, today is an unprecedented day. It's not going to get back to this level, even if we do see some more smoke re-enter our area Saturday and Sunday. At least it's not expected to be. So we'll see how it ends up. But right now, still expect to see some lower air quality for the next couple of days. But at least it won't be quite as unprecedented as today is shaping out.
Yeah, you kind of led into it a little bit there. I know we're heading into another busy Milwaukee weekend. We got a lot of ethnic festivals. Croatian Fest is coming up this weekend and others as well. Seen a lot of cancellations of stuff today. But if I'm reading you right, Jacob, it sounds like maybe we don't quite get to the level of event cancellations for this weekend, or is it still too soon to tell?
I would say it is still too soon to tell. I will say early Saturday looks like the best time frame for the best air quality, where we're not expecting smoke. But when it comes to wildfire smoke, it is very hard to forecast for more than 2 days out, because obviously you can get new smoke coming. The air isn't the wind direction coming from where the wildfires are occurring isn't necessarily a slam dunk that it's going to be really bad on the surface. It might just stay aloft. So, a lot of things can have to go into that forecast that can very easily change, much, much easier than even the rainfall forecast can. So that is something that we have to keep an eye on. I will say, I would be very, very surprised if it's anywhere close to as bad as today, because like I said, today is at unprecedented levels. Like I said, we literally broke the chart with our air quality today. So probably still going to be bad at times, just because we are still seeing some of those wildfires ongoing, but at the very least, it won't be the way today is shaping up, which is very, very hazardous.
All right, we appreciate it, Jacob. Thanks for joining us. We'll check in again soon.
Thank you. Just want to mention, we will be a little bit cooler this time next week. So we're still going to be warm this weekend, but cooler next week.
Heat dome, say goodbye to it. Hopefully say goodbye to this wildfire smoke. Good stuff, Jacob. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
We'll do our weekly wellness check with Dr. Ben Weston from the Medical College of Wisconsin right after this.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. I want to tell you about my friends at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, you know that your world can be flipped upside down. Gruber understands this as well. They go to work for you. They focus on the legal aspect. You focus on healing. That's how it works with Gruber. You make the call if you've been hurt in an accident. You connect with one of their powerful attorneys. They're an incredible team, 30 plus, ready to work for you if you've been hurt in an accident. Located right here in Milwaukee, connect with Gruber Law Offices. One of the largest personal injury firms in the Midwest, with results that speak for themselves over the last 4 decades. And giving back to the community, a top priority for the folks at Gruber. These are wonderful people. It's a family-run business. David and his team do an incredible job. They've been doing it for 40 years. Trust gruber-law.com and make that call to 414-276-6666.
We'll make your ads potent, memorable, and effective. Whether it's radio, TV, billboards, or digital, our understanding of the market and long-standing relationships are unmatched. Anderson Smith represents a substantial amount of advertising billing, which will benefit you in getting much more for your ad dollar. Our compensation model is designed to make it affordable for businesses like yours to use us. And we hold on to our clients because what we do works, and they trust us. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. Too many times was I told, just go out there and sell something. Too many times did an advertiser buy just one package, only to be disappointed. I'll give it a try, they said. I was just doing my job until I realized that job set a lot of people up for advertising failure. So we started Anderson Smith, and since then, we've retained many clients for over a decade and have been a valuable asset to their business because we're helping them rather than just selling them. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Time for our weekly wellness check. Always great to connect in with Dr. Ben Weston, President of Emergency Medicine at the Medical College of Wisconsin, Professor of Emergency Medicine, and also the Chief Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County. Hey, Dr. Weston. No, we don't have Dr. Weston. We'll try and connect with him in a few moments here. But top of the list here to check with Dr. Weston in about is the air quality. Of course, the air quality, what it can do for you, what it can do to harm you. You know, there's a lot of people, Adam, who don't really have the option that they need to work outside. They need to be outside in the elements working through all of this. So we can be indoors, and many listening, I suppose, can be indoors as well. But not everybody has that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that the city of Milwaukee has today, at least here, made it so that only emergency work is able to be done. Like if you're doing any sort of other outside work, they've said, nope, we're not going to do that. No garbage, no recycling, pickup, nothing like that.
So Dr. Weston, I saw some people out today this morning as I was driving in, walking their dogs, and they had masks on. Of course, you got to be careful with your pets as well. We'll get to that in a little bit later on the show. Masks seem to be one thing you could potentially do, but what else can folks do to minimize the health effects of this wildfire smoke?
Yeah, I mean, the take-home point is just stay inside if you are at all able, especially if you have a home with air conditioning or air purifier, or if you can go to public spots like malls, community centers. You know, we have hit the worst air quality on record. I'm sure you guys are talking about that. And a huge portion of Wisconsin is in this same sort of situation. So the best thing to do, stay indoors, keep windows and doors closed, just prevent that smoke from entering your home.
So that you mentioned air conditioning, Dr. Weston, and I did want to ask about that because I have a window unit, as I know a lot of people with older Milwaukee homes do too. And so you think about, you know, should I be running this at all? Am I maybe needing to do anything a little bit differently? I know some of the ACs have vents you can shift. What are some good tips if you are keeping your home cool with these window units?
Yeah, so whether it's window units or units inside your home, you want to think about the filter that's in them. So you want higher quality filters, these higher either HEPA or you can get the MERV 13 or higher, but filters that are going to try to filter out this sort of stuff. And as you mentioned, there's settings sometimes on those where you can recirculate the air rather than bringing new air in. Usually we don't want to do that. We want to bring new clean air into our house, but this is a time where that's a little bit different. Same with your car. You have an air filter in your car, but turning it into that little icon that we never really use, the car with the circle going around, that's the one you want to be using right now to stop all that harmful air from coming in.
It's funny you mentioned that. I noticed on my drive in, I was like, what was going on? My eyes were starting to itch a little bit, and then I hit the little arrow that looked like a letter C, and everything got better. It started to recirculate the air that was in the vehicle rather than sucking it in from the outside. This seems to pop up now almost yearly, Dr. Weston. Long-term and short-term health risks and exposure to this wildfire smoke. It's here for a variety of different reasons, much more of a story today than it was 10 years ago. But what do you got to look out for, short and long-term?
Yeah, I mean, when we've talked about this before, we talk about what happens with vulnerable populations, and we can imagine what it would be like to be part of that population. Today, the air is so extreme that everybody can feel it. So anybody who's been outside knows what those short-term symptoms are. You feel like you need to, I was outside recently. I kind of feel it a little bit right now. You feel like you sort of need to cough. You feel a little tighter. Maybe you have a little bit of shortness of breath. Like you said, your eyes get irritated. Your throat gets irritated. Now, for people with pre-existing conditions, asthma, COPD, heart conditions, these symptoms can be much more severe. And over time, now, luckily, this will just be a couple of days, it looks like for us, but over time, prolonged exposure to this wildfire smoke can increase the risk of developing more serious health conditions. These tiny particles in the smoke get deep into our lungs, and it can lead to worsening chronic respiratory issues, asthma, bronchitis, heart disease, even higher risk to lung cancers for people who are exposed over time. You know, the level we're seeing in our region, every hour is pretty close to one cigarette. So that's a way to think about it. And so really minimizing that time outside is going to be your best bet.
Dr. Ben Weston with us on Wisconsin's Midday News. Switching gears here, Dr. Weston, we're, of course, still feeling the sadness from the recent passing of Waukesha County Executive Paul Farrow. Long battle with a very rare form of cancer, almost 2 years long. There was also the recent news of Sam Neill, best known for acting in Jurassic Park, also passing from a rare cancer. So the question for you is, we talk about rare cancer, what defines that, and why are they so often difficult to treat?
Yeah, so there is a definition. So rare cancer is usually defined as one that affects fewer than 40,000 people in the U.S. every year. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually pretty low numbers when we think about cancer as one of the top causes of death. Now, while an individual rare cancer is uncommon by definition, together all the rare cancers actually account for about 25% of all new U.S. adult and pediatric cancer cases. Now, given that, I'm sorry, am I still with you guys?
Yep, we got you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I did something weird here. Given that rare cancers are especially difficult to study because so few people are diagnosed with these type of cancers, it's really hard to do studies. It's hard to enroll people in clinical trials. And even top oncologists often only see a handful of these cases during their careers. So that means we have less evidence to advance the early detection and treatment as compared to more common cancers like breast or colorectal cancer.
Yeah, I would imagine you'd have fewer treatment options. I do think in the case of Sam Neill, there was some sort of innovative treatment that he tried, Dr. Weston. I know that's a possibility for those who are suffering from a rare type of cancer, a non-standard kind of cancer. What can you tell us about those innovative treatments?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So it's called CAR-T, C-A-R-T, cell therapy. It's immunotherapy. So what it means is that you're kind of using the patient's own immune system to fight their cancer. So the way it works is the team first collects the patient's T cells. This is a type of white blood cell. It's part of our immune system response. And then they kind of reprogram those cells in a lab to better recognize and target the cancer cells and then put them back in the patient. And then the those T cells can actually attack the cancer. MCW, Medical College of Wisconsin, is actually one of a small number of cancer centers that manufacture our own CAR T cells in-house. So what does that mean? It means a shorter time from collection to infusion of the cells. So treatment can be delivered to patients faster. And in fact, at MCW, research are currently investigating whether this form of treatment can be used for other things. More common cancers like breast, lung, pancreatic cancer, and even some neurologic diseases like multiple sclerosis.
Another very high-profile death recently in the headlines, Dr. Weston, was longtime U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham. And now in the reaction, we're learning more about this rare but life-threatening medical emergency he suffered leading to his death, at least according to preliminary reports. It's called an aortic dissection. So this isn't as well known as something like a heart attack or a stroke, but is it sort of in the same family? What is an aortic dissection?
Yeah, some relationship there. So first the aorta. This is the body's largest artery. It goes from the heart to the rest of the body, essentially. It carries oxygen-rich blood to your body. But what can happen is the aorta has different layers to it, kind of like a garden hose. And when the inner layer starts tearing, blood can kind of flow up between the layers of that wall of the artery. It separates out the layers. It can block off parts of that garden hose, reducing blood flow to vital organs. And if left untreated, as you can imagine, it can lead to life-threatening complications. It's a medical emergency. It can progress quickly, but it tends to be underdiagnosed. It's about 13,000 Americans die from this condition each year, and the risk is higher in certain people, older adults, particularly men, and then people with uncontrolled high blood pressure, which just weakens that wall of the vessel to begin with, and certain genetic conditions.
Dr. Ben Weston, always with great information, joining us here from the Medical College of Wisconsin. We appreciate it, Dr. Weston. Stay inside today, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, take care.
You do the same. Dr. Weston joins us each and every week for our weekly wellness check. It's 1:56. News is coming up.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Many of us struggle to lose weight. I use Milwaukee Weight Loss to lose the weight I've wanted to lose for a long time. And the great thing is I've kept it off now for over a year. Lost 45 pounds last year, another almost 10 pounds this year with a goal of losing maybe 10 more. For a limited time, get $200 off of their summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. Let's lose weight together. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
A Hero's Homecoming, an original ballet set in World War II created by Wisconsin Dance Theater artistic director Sam Huberty.
We had a veteran from World War II that came and he was like, it looked exactly how I remembered things looking. The dresses that people were wearing and the uniforms, and really it was so phenomenal to get that insight.
What's on Tap, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit fredert.com/heart.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, right near Holy Hill. I love the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every night. Desserts and ice cream drinks are delicious, and also buy one, get one free. Enjoy the choice porterhouse steak, the braised pork shank, roast duck, twin lobster tails, the surf and turf. Any entree and your second dinner is free. Relax with your favorite beverage on the patio in the woods. Spectacular views, amazing dinners in the 8 dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. It's a one-of-a-kind summer dining destination. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful easy drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner. And the Friday haddock fish fry is one of the best, and it's all you care to eat. Weekends might be too busy. Enjoy your free dinner tonight at the Fox and Hound Supper Club. Tables are open. Google and reserve.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, July 16th. Your top stories: suspending city services because of the smoke.
I'm Adam Roberts. Restitution funds going to good use.
Air quality alert in effect until noon on Friday. Patchy smoke throughout the day and night. Slight chance of a shower, low 72 after a high of 90. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the city of Milwaukee suspending some services due to the record-setting poor air quality.
The Department of Public Works has halted garbage and recycling collection, and city drop-off centers and the city tow lot are closed.
The current air quality is 635, which is a cumulative number that looks at 5 different pollutants, the fine ash that's in the air that can be inhaled and come into your systems.
Commissioner of Health Michael Todoritis.
Because of the hazard that this wildfire poses, we are encouraging everyone to stay inside and to limit the activities outside.
If extended outdoor time is necessary, health officials are encouraging residents to wear a mask. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Decision Wisconsin. New campaign finance reports are showing which gubernatorial candidates have the resources to compete in the final weeks before the August 11th primary.
Mandela Barnes topped the Democratic field in fundraising, while Francesca Hong and Kelda Royce each reported more than $400,000 cash on hand. After correcting financial reporting errors, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez reported about $35,000 remaining in her campaign account. Republican frontrunner Tom Tiffany ended the reporting period with nearly $3 million in cash. The partisan primary election is August 11th. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Money recovered from the man who faked his death on Green Lake is now helping Wisconsin conservation wardens save lives.
The Department of Natural Resources says restitution paid by Ryan Borgwart was used to purchase new towfish sonar equipment that's deployed during underwater searches. Officials say the sonar has already been used on 4 missions and helped to locate 2 missing people. Borgwart was ordered to repay the state after DNR authorities spent hundreds of hours searching for him in 2024 when he faked his own death and then fled to Europe. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
During the second day of confirmation hearings for Attorney General nominee Todd Blanche, Utah Senator Tom Tillis says he will require Blanche to sit down with the victims of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. This is the only condition he provided in order to secure his approval. This after a victim testified that they had been unable to meet with Blanche during his tenure as acting AG.
Mr. Blanche was willing to say that he would meet with them and counsel. I understand the restriction. The counsel has to be present. I expect that meeting to occur before I'm willing to vote out of this committee. And I'm trying to get to yes, but this is a very important part of getting to yes.
Without Senator Tillis' support, Blanche's nomination cannot advance in the Senate. He told reporters he was trying to schedule a meeting with Epstein accusers.
The Department of Homeland Security is standing by its agents in Maine following this week's shooting death of a man during an immigration-related traffic stop. Maine Senator Susan Collins and the state's Democratic governor want changes to how the agency is run.
Maine Governor Janet Mills, in a letter to both Collins and Senator Angus King, is calling for a ban on ICE agents masking their faces, requiring them to ID themselves, and then also requiring court warrants. The letter ending with these strong words of condemnation, saying, ICE needs to be fundamentally reformed, and if not, then it's time to abolish it.
Milwaukee is one of the latest cities to ban ICE agents from wearing masks.
News about money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Still a rough day on Wall Street. Everyone is off today. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P all in the red. The NASDAQ, the biggest loser so far, off 342 points on the afternoon. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Newly acquired starting pitcher Lance McCullers in Milwaukee today, meeting with team officials and working out a plan that could result in a start for the Brewers in the second half of the season at some point.
He's only pitched a couple of times this year and has not been super effective with the Astros, but I mean, certainly he's won a couple of World Series with them. He made 3 rehab assignments recently. I guess they're going to get him into Milwaukee and see what he can do and where he is in that rehab process, and hopefully he can help the Brewers rotation out sooner rather than later.
Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering. Milwaukee begins the All-Star break schedule with post-All-Star break schedule, I should say, with a record of 59 and 37. Argentina and Spain will square off Sunday in the World Cup final. And in golf, they're wrapping up day 1 here of the Open Championship. American Jackson Suber is in the clubhouse with a 500 par 65. He's got a one-shot lead over Korea's Sungjae Im.
Let's check the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic still doing all right as far as incidents go. Nothing major to report right now. We do have some volume starting to tick up in certain spots. 894 going to be just a slight slowdown as you work your way past 60th Street heading east towards the airport, towards the Mitchell Interchange, that is. Southbound 4145 just north of Appleton Avenue. Typical delays through the construction all the way down towards Capitol Drive. East and west on 94 going to be slow right around the Stadium Interchange, and we are starting to see some afternoon volume starting to build on 43, heading south as you go from around Fond du Lac Avenue through the Marquette and towards the High Rise Bridge. And as a reminder, with all of this smoke, your visibility could be impacted at times. Take it slow, give yourself space, and make sure to keep those headlights on.
Air quality alert in effect until noon on Friday. Smoke should dissipate a little bit on Friday. It'll be a little better than today, but it could return over the weekend. High of 90 degrees today, overnight low of 72, slight chance of a thunderstorm. Tomorrow's high, 92 degrees. Mostly sunny skies expected. It's 83 degrees and smoggy in Milwaukee at 209.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
I feel like I'm just making up words now to describe what it is outside. Is smoggy even a word? Smog is a word. Can you say smoggy, kind of like foggy, right?
Just did.
Well, it's more of like the combination of smoke and fog. My weather app says it's foggy outside. Now, while that may be true, there is nothing to do with, condensed water vapor, all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, they're real scientific here, right? There's nothing water related about what's floating around in the air right now. So I don't know if fog is quite the right word, though it's kind of what you're experiencing.
Yeah, we could maybe use some of that water condensed to maybe bring some of this down and get it on out of here.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
It really is the story of the day. Check your activities outdoors and maybe cancel them or move them indoors if they've not been canceled at all. Getting a little bit of relief for the heat, but that hazy, smoky condition will blanket southeastern Wisconsin for the rest of the day and into the evening hours.
So it has a 6-level scale that runs from 1 on the good end. Air quality index of 1 means the air quality is good. It runs to 6, which is hazardous. We're at 4 to 5 on that air quality index scale. 4 being unhealthy, 5 being very unhealthy.
Yeah, it's not pushing towards 6 here. So in anything above 300 on the AQI registers a 6, and we topped out about 519 today. We're breaking the gauge, essentially, with the air quality index. That is almost double the worst ever air quality index measured in the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah, people hear numbers and think, okay, what does it mean? If you don't want it to be super technical, it's just really, really bad, and that's a pretty easy, simple way to say it. Speaking of, things that maybe make people roll their eyes sometimes, politics. Yes, financial results are in for our gubernatorial candidates, all 6 of the major ones, 5 for the Democrats, and 1 assumed frontrunner on the Republican side. So who's making the most cash and who has the most cash to spend? Now, it depends on which chart you're looking at. It was former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes leading the way in terms of overall dollars raised on the Democratic side, then followed by Francesca Hong, Joel Brennan, Sarah Rodriguez, not in last on that chart. Kelda Roys takes that dubious honor. Republican Tom Tiffany, meanwhile, raising north of $8.5 million, though a lot of that includes a pretty significant transfer of $6 million from the Republican Party of Wisconsin. As far as cash on hand goes, money you may have for ads, Hong is in the lead, though I haven't really seen, as these ads have started to roll out, any ads from the Hong campaign. There is a notable ad being run by a Republican group touting Hong in a way, maybe propping her up and comparing her policies, especially on immigration, to that of President Trump. Meanwhile, Kelda Roy is around $400,000 in the bank, Brennan and Barnes, and then way down at the bottom you have Lieutenant Governor Rodriguez with $34,991 exact dollars in cash on hand. I don't think you can buy too many ads with $34,000.
I don't know how you recover from this. I really don't. I mean, that is a glaring example of how mismanaged cash can sink your ship.
Now, she has insisted, Rodriguez has, that she is not dropping out of the race. In fact, she was at the Madison YWCA on Tuesday, still on the campaign trail. I did actually hear on our monitors here in the studio, we have a couple of them we can watch live TV on, and I did see a Sarah Rodriguez ad as she's walking through, looked like a hospital hallway or something like that. But the writing seems to be on the wall. Some sources I've talked to think that it is not looking great for the campaign, and there's a lot of other murky things in this finance report. By the way, as I mentioned, if you have yet to see an ad, whether you're in the Milwaukee market, whether you're elsewhere in Wisconsin, I'll tell you right now, the ads are going to start rolling in, and they're going to start rolling in pretty quickly here. I can probably count a half dozen that I've already seen, not just for one particular candidate. It's across the gambit, all 5 Democrats and Tiffany ads as well. So they're coming, and they're going to be coming in here pretty quick.
There's a date on the calendar you want to keep in mind. It's July 28th. That is the scheduled debate on WISN with all the candidates here in the mix for the candidacy of governor from the Democratic side. So will Sarah Rodriguez be there? One of two things. You could look at it one of two ways. She either drops out before that because she figures she has no chance, and the line of questioning will angle toward the mismanaged finances of her campaign, or she looks at it as, this is my last shot to curry favor with voters, despite the financial struggles, despite the fact that I don't have a lot of money to spend on advertising. This will be a reflection of the campaign that I want to run from here on out and into August. And maybe she views it as her last attempt to really connect with voters.
Maybe. I mean, we're less than a month out. It'd be kind of hard, you'd have to imagine. And these conversations, I'm sure, are happening. It'd be hard, though, to drop out, especially before that Channel 12 debate. Be interesting to see if that's used as the campaign's barometer of, are we in this for another couple of weeks? Or, depending on how she fares on that stage with Matt and Jaron, maybe that's it.
It is 2:14 on WTMJ.
It's a summer of big wins with WinFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Just play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries and your chance to win cash and reward play all summer long. Then keep the excitement going, because all your monthly drawing entries roll over into the WinFest final drawings on September 25th, where you could win cars, dream vacations, free play, and cash. Don't miss out on WinFest, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, got a great deal for you. Screamin' Sicilian breadsticks made by Palermo's. They are delicious, warm and cheesy. These are pull-apart breadsticks. You probably don't want to share them, but you could. There's plenty in the box. $5.99 right now at Sendik's. Stop by Sendik's, pick up Screamin' Sicilian breadsticks, pull-apart breadsticks for $5.99. That's right, Screamin' Sicilian. Not just a fantastic frozen pizza made by Palermo's. No, they got the breadsticks, too. That's a perfect accompaniment to one of their great pizzas. Made by Palermo's, it's going to be great because it's made here in Wisconsin. It is delicious. The fantastic folks at Palermo's have been doing it since, 60 years ago, making the best frozen pizza you will find. Connie's Urban Pie, Primo Thin, there's a slice for every appetite. I'm a big fan of the Screamin' Sicilian. You will be too. Made by Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
I'm Vince Vitrano, joined today by Dr. Corey Casper from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
What's good for an airman is going to be, I think, good for the folks in Wisconsin as well. You don't have to be an athlete to come seek care from a sports medicine physician. It can just be getting back to moving and doing the things that you love to do, whether it be your job or gardening or playing pickleball or going for runs. My goal is just to get you back moving comfortably.
Get started online now at orthowisconsin.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Sighting Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Air quality alert in effect until noon on Friday. It's possible that could be extended. We'll see what happens here with the winds. The winds got a shift for the smoke to dissipate, and it's nasty outside right now. High of 90 degrees listed today. We're currently at 83 right now, and that smoke is kind of protecting the sun a little bit. So a little bit of filtered sunshine, but primarily just smoke. Overnight low 72. Hard to find a mammal alive that really appreciates the weather today. I took my dog out this morning, and instantly you could tell it was different than in 2023. Without even looking at the AQI on my app to measure what the air quality was at my house, I could tell it was bad. And typically my dog's routine, and he is very routine-oriented. He does his business. He walks to another area of our subdivision and does his other bit of business, and then we kind of clean all that stuff up, and then he wants to go for a little walk. Well, you did the business. You did not want to go for the walk. We came back inside our Greyhound night. So what if you have a pet? What if you have a dog? What do dog owners need to know about how this wildfire smoke affects them? Wanted to welcome in my friend Armand Salamati. He's the general manager of the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. He knows all about dogs and what they're dealing with. Armand, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I know you know Knight, too, so he is very routine-oriented. He wanted to break routine today. How does the wildfire smoke, I know it affects us in many different ways, but how does it affect pets like dogs?
I mean, the same way it affects all of us. It can make it difficult to breathe, irritation of the eyes and everything like that. You definitely want to avoid being outdoors right now with your dogs for long periods of time. Like you did with Knight today. You just want to keep it to like 5 to 10 minutes of just quick bathroom time and avoid any kind of strenuous exercise, long walks, or any kind of trips to the park. You kind of want to stay inside, have that air conditioning going, keep your windows closed, and keep them out of harm's way.
So, Armand, I have a little corgi, Nico, at home, and she just being a shorter dog, I think she tends to tire herself a little bit more out on walks, so we definitely kept it at a very minimum today, too. Are there other sort of dog breeds that are more susceptible to these sort of complications? I know we had a neighbor who had a pug, and it always seemed like, with those little snouts, it's just harder for them to breathe in general. So are there different specificities depending on the dog sizes or breeds?
Absolutely. You definitely want to remember that some high-risk dogs are going to be, of course, senior dogs, puppies, and then when it comes to breeds, any of like kind of like the smaller dogs, or like you were saying, the flat face, the short nose breed dogs like pugs, bulldogs, Boston Terriers, they're going to be definitely more susceptible to this like crummy, smoggy weather out there.
It's interesting, right? If my eyes are a little bit buggy, I can scratch them. I can put my hand up there, right? Dogs aren't really going to do that. Maybe if they have an itch, they sort of paw at their face. But are there signs or are things you need to watch out for from your dog? The way they communicate without really communicating?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to monitor their breathing. Looking for any kind of symptoms of like smoke irritation, like persistent coughing or hacking, red watery eyes, any kind of sneezing, or being a little bit lethargic. It's stuff you want to look out for.
Armand, are dogs susceptible to some of the similar respiratory issues that humans are subject to?
Absolutely. Yep. Especially like we were saying earlier, some of those like short-faced dogs, they already have a more difficult time even breathing in like humid weather or warmer weather. So this smoke out there, it's nasty, and you definitely want to keep your dogs out of it.
I know you have a great operation over there at the Hounds and Tap, but you also do have events you put on, be them indoors or outdoors. How does weather like this impact how you guys operate over there?
Well, what's really nice is for our daycare and our tavern, we have indoor facilities. So we have about 5 indoor play groups. And on days like today, again, we're letting the dogs kind of go out to the outdoor play areas for at maximum couple minutes just to be able to use the bathroom. And then we are inside in our temperature controlled play groups.
Well, very smart, smartly operated at the Hounds and Tap. I can hear some of the barking in the background, Armand. It's like, hey, let me outside. He usually let you outside at this time, but you do have that indoor space, which is part of the reason that's part of the reason you have it, for conditions outside that aren't favorable for taking the dog out.
Absolutely. Yep. It's nice because we can be that place that on a day like today, you want to get your dog some exercise, you want to get them out and running around, you can bring them here. Now, if you're not able to make it here, you can also substitute any kind of walks or going to the park with like enrichment activities at home, like puzzle toys, Kongs, or just, one-on-one playtime with your pup.
Yeah, we got a lick mat for night too. So when we we want to get him going, we just bring out the lick mat. He plays with that. Sometimes you can just take the dog to Home Depot or Farm and Fleet and just sort of walk around. There are opportunities to get the dog out. I think about some of the things we do in the winter months, and you can apply that to a day like today.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate it. Armand Salamati, General Manager of the Hounds and Tap at Menominee Falls. A great place and great people. They know dogs better than anyone. Armand, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, you did the same. It's 222. So, Knight is he's like an 80-pound greyhound, right? And he's jet black. So when we take him to Home Depot and somebody's just looking for like a furnace filter, they're a little alarmed when they turn the corner and see Knight. But he is very mellow. He is very chill. But that's one of those stores that's friendly for dogs. You can bring your dog to Home Depot if you feel like they just need to get out of the house and sniff and walk a little bit. That's one of those places you can take them.
Yeah, we took Nico to a PetSmart once in Portland, Oregon, of all places, when we were out on a road trip. And everyone people love corgis. I just have found that everyone loves a corgi. They want to stop, they want to pet, want to scritch Nico's cheeks. But we had some business. We needed to get some of her hair trimmed, and everyone was stopping us, wanting to pet her. But yeah, there are definitely options you can have for your dog that aren't just walk quick 2 minutes and then in.
2:23 here on WTMJ. As we speak, Giannis is being introduced as one of the newest members of the Miami Heat with a number 7 Heat jersey. It's happening right now in Miami. We'll monitor that for you. It's Wisconsin's Midday News.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know you do things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else when we have unbeatable deals on the products you need and trust to get the job done and save you money? Right now, during our summer feed sale, 30-pound bags of Kalmbach Hen House or Chick House Reserve Poultry Feed, $3 off. 20% off red, white, and blue Southwire extension cords. And Pure Later oil filters, also 20% off. Find value for the work you do every day. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Well, my friends at Siding Unlimited are ready to go to work at your house like they have done for us over the years at the homes we've lived in. Siding Unlimited helped us out in our old 1953 Milwaukee home with beautiful Pella Designer Series windows. What an upgrade. The blinds were right there inside the panes of glass. It really was an incredible transformation. The installation was fantastic. No drafts, no issues. Installed perfectly by Siding Unlimited. When it came to our new house that we built almost 10 years ago now, Siding Unlimited installed beautiful LP SmartSide siding. It looks brand new. No color fading, no warping of the boards, beautiful siding, holding up to all of the crazy weather here in the state of Wisconsin. The best installation teams, the best products, it's Siding Unlimited. That's a marriage you can get down with. Eric and Aaron Brown run a fantastic business. It's family-owned. The best installers are right here in southeastern Wisconsin at Siding Unlimited. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
The Wisconsin State Fair, home to music, rides, and most importantly, cream puffs. 620 WTMJ and the Wisconsin State Fair are teaming up for Cream Puff-a-Palooza, where they're giving away free 6-packs of the classic treat. Supplies run out quick, so be ready to head to WTMJ.com and fill out the registration form. Registration opens at 6 a.m. on July 22nd, and the first 300 people to sign up will win.
You just got this in. The Milwaukee Brewers They've not yet even started the second half of the season here, post All-Star break. That'll begin on Friday, but they've already announced the 2027 regular season schedule. Put it on the calendar here. Opening day 2027 will be against the Angels of all teams on March 25th. Brewers opening at home against the Angels at American Family Field. So a little bit of interleague play to kick things off next season.
The consequences of playing every team in Major League Baseball. That's the first time they played the Angels since 1996 on opening day. You got to go back to when they were the California Angels. Angels in the outfield, for those who remember.
You've got that homestand completing with the Braves visiting as well. So it's the Angels and Braves for that opening home series, March 25th through March 31st. Then the first road trip, it'll be at the White Sox, April 1st, 3rd, and 4th. I'm going to say the over-under for games rained out is 1.5. We'll see what happens there. But a lot of interleague play, of course. You're playing every team in the league, so you're going to get your full taste of interleague play throughout the course of the season. And Brewers with 2 interleague series in their first 3.
And it's some things that stand out to me as well. This time of year, we had our, of course, big gauntlet of games heading into the All-Star break for the Brewers. Well, we're going to have another road trip, 10 games heading into it against the Reds, Nationals, and Guardians. Then you get the break, and then that's followed by a 10-game homestand immediately after. Also, pencil in, if you like holiday games, you'll have the Dodgers at home Memorial Day. That should be a sellout. And then Labor Day against the Cubs. So 2 of our biggest rivals on holiday days. There won't be a seat in the house.
Very interesting finish to the season here. I always like to look at the month of September. The Brewers have a few off days, which is great. But they've got the Twins beginning September 10th. They've got the Red Sox beginning September 14th. Then the Orioles, they finish on the road against St. Louis and the Texas Rangers. So they're playing as many American League teams the final month of the season as they are National League teams. All the National League teams are in the NL Central, but the Twins, Red Sox, Orioles, and Rangers are all in that final month.
I don't like it.
Coming out by the Brewers just moments ago. It's coming up on 2/28.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. If you've listened to me for any length of time, you know I value staying active and feeling my best. That is why I trust Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Dr. Jens and his entire team are helping me with my lower back issue and headaches. My journey with them includes adjustments, dry needling, and soft wave therapy. I have an entire routine I'm now doing at home, and I feel better, I'm moving better, and can stay focused on the things that matter most. Whether you are dealing with back pain, neck pain, headaches, the team at Jens Family Chiropractic takes the time to understand what is going on and creates a specialized treatment plan just for you. Now is the time. Discover why many families, including mine, trust Jens. Learn more at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com. Experience the difference at Jens Family Chiropractic.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 16th. Your top story, blame the wind for the smoky weather.
I'm Adam Roberts, a lacrosse athlete in court over the deaths of his teammates.
Air quality alert in effect till noon on Friday. Smoke throughout the day today. Slight chance of a shower tonight. Low 72. Sunny and hot on Friday. High 92. The air quality should improve a little bit, but it's possible the nasty stuff could return over the weekend.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Iran ramping up its strikes across the Gulf region. Kuwait's Ministry of Defense says armed forces detected and intercepted 32 hostile drones within its airspace just today. The U.S. targeting Iran's defense systems and Iranian-bound ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Here's ABC's James Longman.
A U.S. aircraft attacked a tanker trying to make port at Karg Island. That is the Iranian oil terminal in the Persian Gulf. CENTCOM says that it gave this tanker multiple warnings and it did not heed them. This is in breach of the blockade that the U.S. currently has on Iranian ports.
The longtime teleprompter operator for President Trump facing allegations he profited off the speeches by placing bets on the prediction market, Kalshi. The White House says the operator is on unpaid administrative leave while pending the investigation. In Texas Hill Country, Governor Greg Abbott says catastrophic flooding being blamed for at least one death. He says dozens of others have been rescued and search and rescue operations are ongoing amid evacuations. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 2:31.
Early Thursday morning, Milwaukee broke a record for worst air quality since the 1980s. The shifting winds bringing that wildfire smoke from Minnesota and Canada across the state. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen says it'll be around all day.
We do expect this to give way a little bit tomorrow. Winds will switch more to a due west or even southwesterly direction, and that'll blow the smoke out over Lake Michigan and across lower Michigan for a time.
Copleen says he expects another wind shift over the weekend that could bring the smoke back. Your complete 5-day forecast is coming up.
The Marquette student charged in a crash that killed his lacrosse teammates last year makes his first appearance in court. Peter McColgan facing a felony homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle charge connected to the deaths of his teammates Noah Snyder and Scott Michaud. McColgan's attorney in court today.
The allegation in this case is that he traveled through a yellow light and was speeding. So something that people do every single day, and he was T-boned by someone who was drunk and high and had a dog on their lap.
McColgan's signature bond set at $10,000. He is due back in court August 12th.
Mount Pleasant Police Department is searching for a 17-year-old murder suspect.
An arrest warrant is out for Ronald Rollo Franklin from Racine. Police say he is connected to a murder in Mount Pleasant that happened last month. Franklin is described as a black man around 5'7" tall, weighing 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Police believe Franklin is still in southeastern Wisconsin. Do not approach Franklin if you see him. Instead, call police immediately. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin consumers could receive compensation under a new $30 million settlement involving the maker of several generic prescription drugs.
Attorney General Josh Kaul announced the agreement with Glenmark, which was accused of participating in a long-running scheme to inflate prices and limit competition. The settlement is part of a broader multi-state antitrust investigation into the generic drug industry. Eligible consumers who purchased certain medications between 2009 and 2019 are encouraged to file a claim. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Free ice cream is helping fight hunger in Wisconsin. Hundreds gathering in Milwaukee for the annual Moose Tracks 10,000 Scoops Challenge. Moose Tracks marketing manager Katie Montroy tells WTMJ.
Kemp's is a great partner of ours, Kemp's Ice Cream, and this is a great market for them. We really wanted to support Hunger Task Force. They're an amazing organization doing really critical work in the community, so it feels great to know that our donation is going back directly to the community to support our neighbors in need.
Moose Track tours every summer around the country to raise money for local charities.
Sports, traffic, and weather coming up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience saving businesses money. We are on a mission to eradicate entrepreneurial poverty. Try saying that 5 times fast. Do you lose sleep at night trying to figure out how to make the next payroll? Are your vendors lined up outside your door? Are you cash on delivery? We can help. We have a proven process and strategy to turn your cash-sucking business into a cash-generating machine, so you can keep that cash in your pocket. It really works. We use it in our business, and many clients are successfully using it in their business. Ask Pam, who recently bought a business and asked us to help her see through the fog. Would you like to sleep at night knowing your bills are paid, take a vacation, or go out to eat with your spouse? You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 to set up a complimentary consultation. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL Group.net.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Brewers announced probable starting pitchers for this weekend series against the Marlins. Jacob Bizarowski is not on the list. Neither is newly acquired starter Lance McCullers. Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering believes the former world champion is worth taking a look at.
It's a low-risk type of move for the Brewers. I know they're giving up on Jaden Fielder, trading him away to Houston, but at the same time, you got a couple of arms that could help you at the big league level right now.
NBA reportedly looking into the 4-year, $64 million contract the Bucks and Gary Trent Jr. have agreed to. Trent averaged just 8 points per game last season while shooting at 38% from the field. And at the Open Championship, they are just about done here with round one. American Jackson Suber is your leader after a 500 par round of 65.
To the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. Heads up if you're on the Rock Freeway heading south past Moreland. We got, it looks like a crash that just popped up here a few moments ago. Going to look at the cameras, which admittedly is hard to see through due to this smoky weather we've got right now. But it does look like a dump truck may be involved with this, possibly also a truck that's on the right shoulder, out of the way of traffic. But then about like a half mile further down, I did see there was a piece of debris in the right lane, also on the Rock Freeway, heading the same direction, and saw some cars having to pivot around to the right shoulder to get around that. So just be careful if you're heading south on 43 out of Milwaukee County. Elsewhere, slow right around the stadium, either direction on 94, volume still heavy on 4145. South from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive and north from Highway 100 up towards Hampton. And volume starting to pick up on I-43 heading anywhere south from about, looks like Good Hope Road down to Silver Spring, and then again right around downtown.
Well, it should be a sunny day. It's not so much thanks to all the wildfire smoke. You can't really tell. That air quality alert in effect until noon on Friday. Slight chance of a shower tonight, low 72. Sunny and hot on Friday, high 92. Partly cloudy, hot and humid on Saturday with a high of 92, slight chance of storms. It's 82 degrees in Milwaukee at 2:38. Well, as we speak, Giannis Antetokounmpo is being introduced to by the media, or to the media, I should say, in Miami. Giannis landing via private jet in South Beach last night. Did a little tour of the locker room today in his new hometown with the jersey number 7 being presented to him. Giannis, of course, famously wearing number 34. That number will be retired in Milwaukee before too long, but number 7, that's the number Giannis will wear in Miami.
Still feels a little bit like a fever dream seeing him in that red and white and in that locker room. Just the whole thing, just still, even though we've known it would be this way for a while, feels bizarre.
Why Miami?
You always share about the Miami Heat culture and that guys work hard, guys are very disciplined, guys are very driven, and guys are very selfless and give everything that they can to win games. And I always was curious, what makes them so unique. In my career with the Bucks, we try to kind of recreate that. We try to create a culture that we come in here, we do our job. It doesn't matter who shines. All that matters is winning. And everybody leaves their kids behind, their wives behind, their husband behind, the people that they love behind for the common goal, which is to win. We spend more time with our teammate and the staff than with our own family, right? So if we are going to do that, we got to have the same mindset that at the end, at the end of this road, we might have a chance to win the championship. And I saw that Miami, when I started playing basketball, I think the big three was around 2010, 11, 12, 13. I think those are the years. Prior to that, I'm not gonna lie, I never watched the NBA basketball, so I didn't know much. But I kind of grew up under that era. So I know the expectations that this team has. I love pressure. Coach Spo talked about pressure, and I think I thrive pressure. I think I need pressure at this time of my career. I think in order for me to go to the next level, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I feel like Miami was a place for me to be. We are very like-minded as a team, and me, and it was a no-brainer. I wanted to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I want to get to work.
That's Giannis just moments ago, his first addressing the media in Miami, and there are some thoughts that LeBron James could end up joining the group in Miami. They are big game hunters, the Miami Heat, and LeBron is a free agent right now, and Miami is said to be on his potential list.
Be interesting to watch, with the obvious tint of a Bucks fan wanting personally, Giannis to still be here, but knowing it wasn't going to happen, how he adjusts to the well-described Heat culture. Pat Riley has run things in that city and with that franchise for a very certain way for a long period of time, and Spoelstra, the coach, kind of lock and step with that. We know that the other Antetokounmpo bros are not going to be on the sidelines. They're not going to be on the bench like they were in Milwaukee, and so hearing Giannis say, well, it was very obvious, it was a no-brainer, he's a smart guy. I know he knows it's going to be a little bit different, at least in Miami, than it was here, but that adjustment that maybe you don't see on the floor will be interesting to watch.
And the pressure is on, right? I mean, the Heat are going to be looked at, whether they're ready for it or not, as legitimate contenders. People will be watching the Miami Heat.
I love pressure. Coach Spo talked about pressure, and I think I thrive pressure. I think I need pressure at this time of my career. I think in order for me to go to the next level, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I feel like Miami was a place for me to be. We are very like-minded as a team, and me, and it was a no-brainer. I wanted to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I want to get to work.
Reiterating those comments from moments ago, he officially introduced today. He was checking out the Miami locker room for the first time, and seemed to think that was a pretty cool thing to do, looking at the locker room. He's got a new jersey. Very nice looking locker. There's a gift pack set up for Giannis, kind of a care package. Grabs his number 7 white Miami Heat jersey, marveling at it in the beautiful Heat locker room. His first appearance in South Beach, inside the facility he will be playing in this upcoming season.
I have to wonder if Bobby Portis also got an edible arrangement by Miami, too.
That's a very good point. He was introduced at about 11:30 this morning. Giannis a little bit later.
It's a big change. I love it.
Telling Coach Eric Spoelstra that he loves it. It's a big change, but he will love it being in Miami. Giannis introduced today, no longer a Buck, now a member of the Miami Heat.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
One great day of golf can change lives. Join me, Steve Scafidi, and my co-host Kristen Bry on Monday, August 31st for the Salvation Army of Milwaukee County Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational at Oakwood Park Golf Course in Franklin.
Your participation directly supports food, shelter, and life-changing programs for children and families throughout our community.
We'll be broadcasting live from the course, but the day is really about you getting golfers and sponsors together to make a difference.
Foursomes, individual golfers, and sponsors are all welcome. Reserve your spot today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org.
Abbey Window. Are you looking to upgrade your home with a new bath, windows, roofing, or siding? At Abbey Home, we're proud to stand for the flag and celebrate America's 250th birthday. For 250 years, Americans have believed in hard work, quality craftsmanship, and taking pride in homeownership. And so do we. That's why we're offering 25% off all projects. That's 25% off all projects. Let our family help improve your home with products built to last and service you can trust. Call Abbey Home today. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
Buy one pizza today, get a second pizza free at the Amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't cook, don't even think about it. You don't need to clean up either. Call, order, and pick up shortly, or just walk in for your free Thursday pizza, mineshaft.restaurant.com.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
Well, the air quality alert is in effect until noon on Friday, so what does that mean?
Now, it does look like this is going to continue today and tonight. I don't expect any improvement in conditions through the night tonight, but we do expect this to give way a little bit tomorrow. Winds will switch more to a due west or even southwesterly direction, and that'll blow the smoke out over Lake Michigan and across lower Michigan for a time, especially tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night. But then another wind shift, guys, and another wind shift could mean a return of the smoke over the weekend.
It's WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen. So in short, maybe a little relief tomorrow, but the potential, depending how the wind blows here and the wind shifts, you could see a return of what we're experiencing today over the weekend. And what we're experiencing today is pretty downright nasty. That AQI reached the 600 mark, in excess of 600 in southeastern Wisconsin. Really anything above 300 is considered hazardous for all types of individuals. So nasty conditions will top out around 90 today, 92 tomorrow, under a little more sun, back into the low 90s on Sunday.
Greg and Adam with you till 3 o'clock in Wisconsin's Midday News. Let's take some time and recognize another everyday hero with WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Lexington, Kentucky. 11-year-old Avery Woolery was with his dad outside near the pool of their apartment complex when they noticed something wasn't right. A man in the water struggling. And it quickly became clear to Avery that there was a problem.
Someone's got to do something. No one was doing anything, so I put on my goggles.
That's right. It was time to go to work. Got his goggles on, jumped into the pool to get the guy.
I went underwater, I grabbed him up.
WKYT-TV with the story. Now, Avery and his dad were able to pull the man out of the water and start compressions. This man was taken to the hospital in serious condition, and the Lexington Fire Department is crediting this 11-year-old for saving the day. His reaction was quite mature.
There was no way that I was going to let another man die today. He's a human being. He should be treated as such.
Thank you, Avery Woolery, you 11-year-old. You are an everyday hero. I think it's safe to say you're going to be going places. Eric Bilstad, WTMJ News.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, hoping you'll join me on Saturdays at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. We do it each and every Saturday, checking in with some of the places across our state. They're cool. They're fun. Our great state has so much to offer, and we're going to take you there. This week, we are joined by Road America and the Racine Zoo. Going to be fun. It's Experience Wisconsin. It's Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ. Let us help plan your next trip.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Well, the American College of Sports Medicine is out with its healthiest cities list for 2026. How are cities evaluated? I'm glad you asked, Adam. The index divides its criteria into two primary pillars. You've got personal health behaviors. So this tracks the percentages of citizens who exercise regularly, get 7 hours of sleep or more, consume daily produce, and utilize public or active transit to commute. Another behavior here, community and built-in environment, measures objective infrastructure like local air quality indexes. Not good to check in on the state of Wisconsin
We're going to
today.
pass on today. Don't do the survey today.
That's not Wisconsin's fault today. Total park acreage, proximity to recreational facilities, and public funding for splash pads and community pools. So high-scoring cities show a steady decline in chronic illnesses due to heavy infrastructure investments. Lower-scoring cities face mounting infrastructural barriers that stall movement. So what are the top cities here? I've got the top 10 for you.
Do tell.
Let's go in reverse order, shall we? Number 10 is Boston, Massachusetts. They're up from number 13 a year ago, securing the final spot in the top 10. Number 9 is Madison, Wisconsin.
We are number 9. All right.
Excelled in localized public assets, placing near the top for available outdoor athletic fields per capita. One thing you think about when you think Madison is lakes, right?
Yeah.
Great opportunity to get out and explore the water. Parks, right? A lot of green space in Madison. And according to this survey, a lot of outdoor athletic fields per capita. So plenty of places to get your exercise on.
Not to mention, anytime you think college town, you got a lot of young people who just by nature have a little bit more energy to be out and about. And you got a lot of big colleges too. So tens of thousands of young people running around doing athletics probably helps the numbers too.
Atlanta, Georgia checks in at number 8. Atlanta, Georgia maintained elite status due to expansive trail mileage and high recreational engagement opportunities. Irvine, California in the top 10 for the second consecutive year at number 7, followed by California at number 6. Denver, Colorado is number 5. Seattle is number 4. Minneapolis is number 3. They jumped 6 spots up to number 3 based upon where they were in 2025. Heavy investments into active transit and outdoor athletic fields. That's what gives high marks to Minneapolis.
I can speak for that. A couple of years ago, I did a full loop of the city of Minneapolis's bike network just to test it out. I wanted to put it through the rigmarole. And it was me who ended up being the one that was tested. It is expansive. It is massive. And we were just talking about Madison with all of their lakes. Minneapolis, don't sleep on them. They got quite a few of them, too.
Number 2 on the list, Washington, D.C. So this surprised me a little bit because I typically think of D.C. as sort of a concrete jungle of monuments.
Bunch of people in suits running around everywhere.
Right. You're not going for your afternoon run in your suit, but perhaps I've missed something here. They topped the community and environment category, boasting 21.5% of its total land area dedicated to public parks.
Now that I can buy, our nation's capital, just by its very nature, probably has more spots for you to just be in green space. And like the National Mall, that's a pretty big green space right there.
And number 1, not too far from Washington, D.C., is Arlington, Virginia. They ranked first overall in personal health with exceptional park access and bike infrastructure.
You know what it is? I bet a lot of those commuters from D.C. are living in Arlington, living over the river, and doing all of their exercise over there.
So where does Milwaukee rank on the list? Well, they're not in the top 10. They're also not in the top 20 or the top 25.
Oh, dear.
32 on the list.
Okay.
Physical activity, the city scores well for residents who actively meet aerobic and muscle strengthening guidelines, whatever that means. A high percentage of residents in Milwaukee report getting more than 7 hours of daily sleep and consuming at least 2 servings of fruit every day. And where Milwaukee does pretty well here, infrastructure, proximity to local parks and walking trails support its steady position in the top half of this index. So 100 cities were on the list, and Milwaukee ranks in the top 50 rather consistently over the last few years. But I can attest to that, right? You think about Milwaukee, you think about downtown, you think about green space, you think Veterans Park and all the paths that are along the lakefront that connect the War Memorial all the way to Colectivo and so on through the marinas. And that is a beautiful stretch of land and a common for walkers, bikers, runners, people just being outside with their dog, their family. That's a great place to collect.
Probably not super busy today, but you're absolutely right. I think of the Oak Leaf Trail, massive network, not just for bikers, but for people walking around, wheelchairs, even some scooters I've seen out and about, and you can make scooters an active activity. And then the Hank Aaron, also a great way to get out and around. I would like to see us higher, but 32, that ain't too bad.
Out of time here on Wisconsin's Midday News. If you missed any bit of the show, check out our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. It's built by Siding Unlimited. Truly siding it a whole lot more. Also, we've got clips available for you on YouTube. Just search WTMJ or Wisconsin's Midday News on YouTube, and you'll see us.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood